Okay. All right. Everybody ready? We have an interesting challenge in front of us tonight. All right. Before we start things out, I have to do a little bit of housekeeping. So far we've done a pretty good job of playing through Jessica. Yes. You got me again. Got me again. Oh God. All right. Jessica, you wait a minute, Jessica. We'll get to you in a second. Okay. We've done such a good job of playing through. No, it was hilarious. I love your timing. Yeah, mess me up as much as you want. I'm here for it. Anyway, we've done a very good job at playing these in pretty much chronological order. So, quick PSA. Technically, if we're going strictly by chronological order, the next game we should be playing right now is typing Ogi Hokuto no Ken Gekitō, a typing game on the Windows 95 operating system, which you're all running on your personal computers right now. I know you are. Don't try and lie to me. But there are no ISOs available for this. I looked. So, of course you're running Windows 95. I knew it. You haven't upgraded to 98 yet, but don't despair because I am a crazy person, as you've probably all figured out by now. Because while I cannot bring it to you tonight, so we're going to have to sequence break on this a little bit, and for that I apologize because I acted too late. I have procured a copy of Typing Ogi Hokuto no Ken Gekitō, and it will be played on this stream, just not tonight. So keep that in your back pocket. We're gonna see. I am very close. This is the road to becoming macaw, is what this is. When you are buying Japanese Windows 95 software to play on stream, you are on the road to becoming macaw. So it's gonna happen. It probably won't be at least for a couple weeks because the sender's got to send it. It's got to get shipped here, so it's gonna happen. But don't be sorry, Nate. You should be thrilled. In fact, how many other streams besides Macaw, I suppose, bring you Windows 95 video games? I ask you. Actually, probably more than I realize, but I guess those are just streams that I don't watch, though maybe I should. I don't have a Macaw impression in my back pocket. I'm sorry, I just don't. I can't do Aussie very well, even though I watch Macaw quite a bit. So I'm familiar. Yeah, he does it. Is that like a thing? I've heard him talk about KFC before. I'm not really sure what his deal with that is. I don't know the history, but it's gonna happen. We'll sequence break a little bit, and that'll just have to be okay. There's like 4 of these typing games. So I'm not going to buy all 4 of them, at least not right now. I only bought the first one, which came out in 1999, March of 1999. And that's the one we're going to stream eventually. I think it's pretty easy to get Windows 95 games working on Windows 11, thankfully, even if I have to do a virtual machine or something. It hopefully shouldn't be a problem. I'm not too worried about that part of it. I am a person what is tech savvy, so I can figure it out. But yeah, so that's going to happen. And technically, Twisted is very well known for its bad games. I think this typing one is going to be fantastic, but we'll all be the judge of that, won't we? Soon enough. So with that technically brings us over the threshold into the 2000s. So we've reached the year 2000 now, everyone. Maybe you all remember what that was like. I'm sure most of you here do. Hello, Kellen Winslow. This we got some fun coming up, but before I present to you my crazy idea, which I came up with before, I want to show you the game we're about to see as it was intended to be played. for those of you who are not aware, because you will very quickly understand why I cannot bring it to you as it was intended to be played for as much as I wish that I could. So let me switch over to video here real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so technically the one we're going to see here in a minute is part 2, but they both came out the same year. They both came out in the year 2000. One of them came out in December. One of them came out in March. They're basically the same game. The second game even has all of the first game in it. So it just adds some scenarios from part 2 of the series. So what I would like to present to you is the ideal form of this, because that's not what you're going to get here from my play in multiple ways, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to hit play on this video here. Here we go. Now, there are actually 3 punching bags on each side. You can't see that with this video here. There's 2 on the bottom that you can't see that are out of frame. Let's go. But let me get past the intro here a little bit. Oh, is he going right into the advanced scenario? He's going right into Toki. Okay. So, yes, you can see here these bags come out at you and light up, and you are meant to punch them. This man appears to be brave and is playing it without full boxing gloves on. He is wearing some type of glove, but it is certainly not a boxing glove, as is recommended. And so you can see it's pretty intuitive, right? They come out at you, right? So you know exactly what to punch when. Oh, no, he does. Does he have? Okay, wait, now he has the gloves on. I'm pretty sure he just put the gloves on. Okay, so for the rapid series of punches, he's like, I gotta put on the real boxing gloves. So we got like a real, and he just kicked Toki's ass. Exactly. Exactly like that. That's what he was doing. He just didn't record his own audio. You first saw this as an issue of EGM. I did not find out about this until much later in life. Until I got into Fist of the North Star, I suppose. Juza. There's Juza. Okay. I actually don't know how solid the pads are. I have to assume they're not bricks. I hope, and I have to make some phone calls as we get a little bit closer to the day. But there is a batting center in Saitama that as of a year ago had one of these machines that I hope to visit when I'm there in November and film and play. So maybe at some point I will be able to give you a first-hand account of what this is like. But I got a little freaked out a minute ago. You may have seen this guy, his reflection in the monitor, his shadow in the monitor, and he was kind of bobbing around. And I forgot for a moment that I was watching a video, and the reflection was in his monitor and not my monitor. And I had a brief moment where I was like, who is standing behind me? How has someone gotten into my house? But thankfully, before I actually turned around, I realized what was happening. Yeah, I thought the boxing gloves were connected to the machine. Oh, you have played it. Oh, it was at a tilt. Ah, yeah, the first one did get a release in the West. The insanely Hatsune Miku games. Are you talking about Project Diva or something, some other Hatsune Miku game that I'm not aware of? See, you're going to be saying that about me in a minute. You just wait. Oh yeah, as a person who worked in an arcade, and we'll get into conversations about that later, because when we look at Game Machine for this, and yes, I did find the Game Machine where this debuted in. This is the point in time when I was working in an arcade. We did not have one of these machines, but as a person who worked on DDR machines and had to service them, I can tell you that machines like this are horrible to service. They're really rough. I did not have a good time with those DDR machines back in the day. They got beat up. Let's go all the way to Rao here, because you are not going to see me make it to Rao. I can tell you that right now. Hold on, where does Rao... Wait, is that versus Kenshiro? Oh no, that's Kenshiro's... Wait. I'm very confused as to who we're... Okay, here we go. Oh, we even get the song. Here goes my, Hopefully they don't pick this up too hard on and freeze the YouTube stream for copyrighted songs again. Come on, is that the end of the thing? Okay, that's credits. Hold on. Let's get a little further up here. Okay, here we go. This is more what I was looking for. An Aladdin's Castle in Brookfield Square. Okay. We had Aladdin's Castle around where I grew up in Michigan, but it was a town that was quite like 30-40 minutes away, so I didn't get there too often. My local arcade was the Tilt that I would later work at. Yeah, so I want you to take particular note of how more intuitive it is during the frantic parts where you've got all these bags. I call them bags, but they're not really bags. You know what I mean. All these pads coming out to you. Right? Okay, so that's kind of how it's meant to be played, right? Obviously, MAME cannot produce pads for you to punch. Like, I wish it could, but it can't. And sadly, I do not own one of these machines, though maybe one day I can change that. Fingers crossed. Because, boy, if I had the opportunity to get one of these things and it was like, even just outside of my means to afford, I would probably pull the trigger on it and I would never let it go. Yeah, this is definitely a descendant of Sonic Blast Man, I feel like. I don't know if Sonic Blast Man for sure was the first to do this, but I feel like it's definitely the first one that people know, right? Yeah, this is like a holy grail for me, to be honest, as a Fist of the North Star fan. Like I would drop some money on this in a second. I don't think did we have trackball games? I don't think we had any trackball games. I kind of worked in arcades from maybe about 97 to about 2000-ish, thereabouts. That was my stretch, working at a Tilt in the mall. And so there weren't too many trackball games, I don't think, really in vogue at that point. The biggest pains in the butt for me to maintain were DDR and actually pinball. Like, pinball, it's just such a different paradigm, right, from an arcade machine. It's like you have a lot of mechanical parts in there, and like it was fun in its own way, but it just wasn't, I didn't know what to do with half of those things. So, all right. Now, I have a little bit of a crazy way of replicating this, okay? It's not replicating it. First of all, I'm going to say that there is no replicating this unless you have the real thing, right? You simply cannot do it. So the second one is, well, they're all emulatable in MAME, but only the second one has working sound. And so we'll be playing the second one, though I think we'll mostly be doing the scenarios from the first one. I was trying to think to myself, how do I do this? Because, right, you've got 3 and 3, right? You've got, when it comes to the pads, you've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? And so visually, you parse them like that. This is the top, this is the middle, this is the bottom. And so ideally, you want something that is aligned in that way, right? And so originally I thought, okay, keys on a keyboard. I can go, boom, boom, boom. But that wasn't really working for me for as much as I tried it. And it wasn't as much of a show, I guess. So I started thinking about other ideas. And I did not have a controller which was perfect, like 3, 3, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like I didn't have anything like rows of 2 buttons at best, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to replicate this in a way that makes sense. So I'm going to warn you now before I show you the setup. I am going to suck at this. I am probably not going to get past the first scenario. And y'all are just going to have to live with that because it would take more time for me to train my brain to see what I'm visually seeing on screen to the method that I'm going to do it. And I just didn't have that kind of time. So forgive me for being dog shit at this game, as they say. But, and plus the way MAME emulate, like, I don't know how MAME could have emulated it any better than this. I'm not throwing shade on MAME. But the fact is there's not big things popping out at you that you're punching, right? So what can you do? All right. So with all that as you know, my warnings, I guess. Let's at least get this ready, and then I'm going to have to cut to BRB for a second because I need to switch to another camera and I need to pull something in and blah, 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 blah. So bear with me one moment while I get this set up. Shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes, and enjoy a music until then. Okay, so hold on, adjusting mic. We've got special camera here, as you can see, and so my only idea is, what if I use my poppin' music controller? I have this for poppin' music, even though I'm not very good at poppin' music. I don't get enough practice time is my problem. So, my original thought was to use it like this. So like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I still might try that. In fact, it might, in retrospect, it might have been a better idea. But what I was thinking is this. So like top, middle, bottom. But the brain training part of that is still pretty real. Like I still have to my mind still hasn't come to, like, this is the top is fine, But then like middle and bottom, I don't think I've really trained my brain to be like, okay, this is the middle, this is the bottom, especially when it gets fast. Exactly. You call pressing colored lights a martial art, Kenshiro would be very angry. And so I'm warning you right now, this is not, you're not going to see much progress. You're probably not going to see past jockey because God knows I couldn't get very far myself. And maybe it's always been that way. Anyway, I'm not really going to be hitting these with much force. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you the tactile feelings of playing Punch Mania because I think I'll actually do worse if I'm hammering these buttons versus, versus just lightly touching them. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right. So let's see here. And by the way, I was originally going to do this the other way, but then I was like, oh wait, these are offset. So my left hand would always be higher than my right hand, and I was afraid that I was going to get offset by that. Though maybe I was overthinking that, to be honest. Maybe at some point we can remap the buttons and try that and see if I do any better or something. But we're trying. We're out here trying. So let's go back to game. And then I'm noticing that this, hold on, let me adjust this for. I have a little cropping going on the camera when it gets up there, so it didn't fit quite as nicely into frame for that view up top. All right, here goes nothing. Yes, yes. And by the way, this takes a minute to. This is one of those games that is like loading off of a disc and loads it and is checking flash memory and things like this. So I probably should have done this before, but oops. 3K? Oh man, I would make myself uncomfortable for a little bit and pay 3K for this. If anyone knows where I can get this machine for 3K now, like please tell me. I will do it because I suspect it's more than that. Much more than that these days. But I'm willing to be proven wrong. Very willing to be proven wrong. I had a very interesting time actually getting this to work too. I actually don't have much experience using MAME for games that are this new. And so I had to go through a whole thing with going into the service menu and like telling it to load the CD onto the flash memory to get this to even boot in the first place. Hey Red Spectra, we are gonna try and play Punch Mania on a Poppin' Music controller and probably fail miserably. We're just loading. Loading? We aren't loading. The game is loading. We're waiting for the flash memory to load. No, this is absolutely not where I find that out, unfortunately. I did give this a dry run, and Joggy was beating me down in a way that would make Kenshiro absolutely ashamed of me. Yeah, I can understand 3K being too much for your taste, for sure. Let's see here. Okay. How's that volume? Now let's do another Acha! We can just keep adding credits just to hear this. There we go. All right. I don't I didn't say that it would be a financially wise decision. I just said that I would do it. We're gonna do training first because I suck at this on a poppin' music pad. Yeah, there was definitely nothing financially wise about me saying that I would spend 3K on one of these. Yeah, so he's basically explaining you hit the lamps when they light up, and like, when you see how MAME emulates this, it's the only way that really makes sense, right? Yep. Yep. And so like there, I was too slow. Boom. 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 I'm only doing this well because this is very slow right now. Osoi. I know, I'm slow. Because I haven't like trained my brain yet fully. And so I'm just gonna get destroyed. I know, I can't defeat enemies like that. I got to imagine that, oh god, see, this is the part where it's like, and so you can see the problem here, right? Like, when you're getting a lot of them flying up like that, it's way more advantageous to have the pads just flying out at you so you can more easily visually parse what you're supposed to be punching, right? And so for me, this really breaks down when we have to mash. I can't visually keep track of what I'm supposed to be hitting, apart from, you know, the part where I'm still trying to figure out buttons and things like this, right? Oh, was I hitting them before? All right, hold on. Okay, so, okay, naruhodo, okay. See, I needed to keep giving me, like, softballs like this, even though it won't. See, here, like, I can't parse this enough to keep up with it. See, like, if these were flying out in front of me right now, it'd probably be a different story. But like this, it just ain't happening. Zed is like the toughest enemy I've ever had to face in my life. I might actually try remapping, doing a side view of it. Okay, so here I'm just supposed to spam, I think. See? I thought that too. But I was not doing too well on the keyboard. Maybe I'll try that after. Maybe I'll go back to trying that. Yeah, unfortunately, I think if my playing in this is a matter of life or death for Lin, then sorry, Lin, you're not going to be doing too well. Yeah, that does make me the successor to Poppin' Music. That's true. Yeah, is there a way to tell the game to go easy on me because I'm using Poppin' Music controls? So I'll try this 2 different ways. I'm actually really tempted. See, because here's the problem. If I do it like this, I'm on 2 different levels, right? I'm like, I've got my right ones here and my left ones here, and I'm gonna have to get used to my hands doing this, like, out of, not straight, but tilted. And so at first I was like, that's going to be too much of a mental, you know, break for me, basically. But maybe I will try it one more time using the keyboard before we go to the next game here. Speed is hard, but I think, like, I'm no boxer, but I think I could probably do better if I was actually punching things. All right, if it's for Jessica, I gotta at least try, right? And so here you can go back and forth between the scenarios in 1 and 2. Like, these are the 2 scenarios. These are the 1 scenarios, and so your easy one is, what's his name? Why am I blanking? Zed, right? Is him. Who we just fought in the practice one, but he's gonna be a little bit harder here. Maybe I'll do some of the 2 scenarios as well. Just so you can see me not get past the first one, you can see me not get past the first, scenario in that one either. But that's like Bosk and whoever the guy with Bosk was. I don't remember this. I'm gonna have to adjust my stand for this, because the last time I played Poppin', I don't remember it being wobbly like this. I wish, yeah, can I just go like do, like do the turns? I don't think that's gonna work. Yep. We knew it was Zed the whole time. Let's see. And see, here's where it's gonna not go well. Here's where I just mash and hope for the best. If you can believe it, I'm actually lasting longer than... See, this is usually about what happens to me. At least we can always have fun putting credits in and hearing this. It is a life or death game of Simon. All right, I'm gonna do the scenario, the first scenario from 2 here real quick. Yep, these guys. Who is this? This is Bosk and someone. I don't remember the other guy's name. Bologna! It happened again! How did it happen again? How did we get Mad Maxed a second time? Yeah, and to be honest, even if I did hook it up to a keyboard, I think when it came to the spammy parts, I still think I'd just be mashing keys, because again, like, I can't... Maybe this is a skill issue, but I can't visually parse the little red things on the side of the screen the same way I can visually parse a pad coming out at me, you know? Oh, okay, I know. What are you... Oh, did you want me to hit the thing again? Okay, what are you... What? I feel like it messed up or something. Yeah, the lamps aren't lighting up, man. Yeah, I think we got kind of stuck in... Let me, let's see here. We'll go back to a save state at the title screen. No, I'm actually not really looking at the buttons. Like, I know I have my hands positioned in such a way to where my hand is always touching one of them at any given point. So I'm actually not looking down at the buttons at all. I'm just looking at the screen. But I still don't really have the muscle memory mapped, right? Where I'm like, okay, when I see the bottom one, I go here. When I see the middle one, I go here. The top one is always fine. So it's really just I haven't worked this out enough to where, you know, to where I can just do it. Which is why maybe it needs more poppin'. It definitely needs more poppin'. I might try it with the keyboard again, just for laughs. All right, let's see if it messes up on me this time. Okay, I've actually beaten this guy before, so I don't know why all of a sudden it's doing this. It seems like this is just not emulating so well to me. Because it's like stuck in a point where it's not like actually showing the lamps is lit. And yes, when I load from the save state, the audio goes for a second, but then it comes back. That's... I hit that too early. See, when it's nice and slow, I can usually get it. Usually. Yeah. I say usually and then I miss a bunch. See, once it gets a little fast, I just sort of fall apart. Yeah, they could definitely be played with the hitbox. I don't have a hitbox because I'm more of a stick player than I am a hitbox player. But yeah, see, I feel like the problem with a hitbox would... Oh, there's Falco. Soda would be the same thing though, because buttons on a hitbox are usually curved, right? So you wouldn't have a straight boom, 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 boom mapping, right? I even considered my stick, which actually, to be fair, might be a better idea, because they're offset, but not as offset. We can try that. Let me, my stick's just behind me here. Give me a second. Listen to this wonderful song in the meantime. So now if we talk about a stick, see if I can get this in frame. I mean, they are still offset, right? They're still offset, but they're not as offset, right? So you might actually be onto something here. Oh, we got Tomcat too. All right, we're gonna try this. Let me unplug the Poppin' controller. I'll still use the Poppin' controller as a base for this. There aren't more as far as I can tell. The only one I was able to find were the Fist of the North Star ones. All right, let me switch these controllers out real quick.
Mania, Hokuto no Ken 2.
Something like this, maybe. Yeah, this is a Mad Catz TE2 from the PS3, PS4 era that I've just modded to work on a bunch of things. All right, I appreciate the big brain ideas here. Let's see. Let me see what I can do with this. I'll switch that back to the arrow keys. You are shocked. All right, top left will be this. Oh, you know what? Wait, hold on. MAME doesn't like me switching controls right in the middle. So hold on, I think I gotta kick MAME. I gotta kick MAME in the pants. 1 second. You swap controllers out in the middle of MAME and it yells at you and it doesn't recognize it. Oh, there's a... Okay. Let me see if I can skip the check. Let's see here. Okay, so map... What's it map to? Skip check. Keyboard C. Okay. Boom. Good eyes, Nate. Thanks. I can't believe I did not actually notice that. All right, so we got skip at least. All right, so let's map these. Boom. Boom. I have never used my stick in quite this direction before. Soda. Soda. Okay. I still don't think I'll be able to make it to Falco. I use MAME a lot too, but apparently not enough. All right. Watcho! All right. I'm just going to try the training one just to kind of feel out how I do here. It's weird holding my fingers like this, but it might work. Let me just do the training again. It can be time-consuming, but I like the stuff. The stuff is fun to play around with. Volume, why are you there? I did not intentionally hit you. Volume, how do I make you go away? To. One second, I'm trying to figure out how to get the volume. I don't normally adjust volume from within MAME, so I'm like, I don't actually even know what control or what key I hit to even get it up on here in the first place. I do not know all of my MAME shortcut keys. Oh, tilde by default? Huh, what do you know? Okay, you learn something new every day. All right. Tilde. Okay. All right, let's see how well I do here. See, I'm still gonna mess up a little bit. But already I feel like it's better. I won't forget my breathing. All right. This is a good sign. Okay, this is gonna be fun. I'm still gonna mess some of these up, because this is just my brain's processing speed. Am I on Kenshiro's path? Is that what's happening here? Like how he got his butt kicked by Shin. And then he just, you know, turned into a badass. Forget Shin, I gotta get past Zed first. And this isn't even a real Zed, this is training mode Zed. Yes, yes, yes. Oh no, I hit tilde again. Nanda teme wa gudan to shite shiteru koto ka. All right. Ah. All right, let's see how we do here. Still not perfect. I'm still kind of spamming a little bit, but... And when they start coming on both sides like this... Okay. Here we go. Was our Atata meter. Again, this was just training mode Zed, though. See if we can do that on real Zed. Yeah, Kenshiro's record for taking down Zed is way better than my record for taking down Zed. Yeah, I'll go back to the jail cell. I can't work with this guy. He's given me a bad name. All right, let's try for the real thing. Oh yeah, it totally could be done with a lot more practice. I just got the idea of how to do this over the weekend though, and I didn't have the time to put into really, you know, getting good, as they say. Let's see, okay, let's go to real Zed. See how we fare. Yes, we know. Nanda teme wa? I could really use Lin to deliver me a glass of water right now. I have water over here, but I'm busy punching guys. I can't drink water. Ain't no time for water. I was a little early there. Oops, wrong one. I feel like there's probably a pattern to be had there. Okay, all right. There it is. I was all right. Okay, this is better. I appreciate the suggestion. This is better. I don't think we'll make it all the way to Rao, but at least we made it past Zed. But can we make it past Heart? That's the real question. Oh, Lin brought me my water. Where I can't really get it on... water. Calling Heart a pig. I know, right? Even if... Oh yeah, that's true. Rao is not in this course. You're right. He is in this game, but he's not in this course. You're correct. We're doing 2 at a time. Okay. Testing your doubles. That's what we call doubles and popping music. Oh, okay, they're switching it up on me. You do! Oh, here we go. That was easy. Mutekida. Hokuto Shinken wa mutekida. Oh, they're gonna make me do this? I don't just get to spam? Oh god! Well, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped. I know, right? Doesn't... Oh, you don't even get to continue? You just go... Wow. Okay. Ah, mendokuse. No, I definitely understand that. It's just that when they get fast, I can't parse them when the pads aren't coming out in front of me. I do think that this would be easier if I had pads. I suspect. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I couldn't find anybody doing full plays of every Fist of the North Star either. I said at the beginning, and for those who missed it, the typing game, I will not be streaming tonight, but I did order a Windows 95 CD-ROM. So, a little out of order, but we're even gonna do the typing game. I can tell you, I am a good typer, so I will be much better at the typing game than I am at this. I will promise you that. We might actually make it all the way to Rao on that. Oh. Yeah, I can't watch both sides of the screen at the same time and, like, pay attention, you know? And if they were pads coming out at me, I think I'd be fine, because I'd just react, you know? Like any normal human would, having a thing in front of them to punch. Okay. Okay. That one had a more obvious pattern. Over 100. I think it is pretty similar to Typing of the Dead, yeah. I watched some videos of it, and it seems more or less like that, yeah. Who's next? Oh, this is the Mendokuse guy that we saw in the demo. There are so many guys who look like road warriors in the manga. Mendokuse. Even breathing is too much of a pain, he says. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Okay, we're switching now. Oops. Oops. It does not give you much leeway, to be honest. Like, you get a little off track and you're pretty much done. Alright, I'm gonna try one more on, back on the original scenario. Omae wa Kenshiro ka? Onna wa iru no ka? Okay. You keep believing that. Who was that? That wasn't... Falco was the other guy, right? I'm trying to remember who that guy was. He was in part 2. All right. One more time on the original scenario, which means we have to go through Zed again, but hopefully I can do that a second time. Oh, the guy in the chair? I'll look at his name again. I forget his name. Yep, they called it Fighting Mania. I think Punch Mania is a better name for it, personally. Oh, I hit that one too early. I'm being too predictive. Gotta stop doing that. Man, I am already doing worse. Achoo! Hello, Maddie. We've gone through several experiments tonight. Underneath me, you see the poppin' music controller, which was my original experiment that did not go so well. But the arcade stick is going a little bit better, though still not, still not great. Gala, that's right. I still can't get past the second fight in either scenario because this game is too hard when I don't have punchy pads coming out in front of me. Okay, cool. All right, Heart. Oops. Ah. Hokuto Shinken wa muteki da. What? That is nonsense. I was doing so much better that time. The true final boss is not being able to play this game well when you don't have the actual original arcade machine. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get a chance to do the Discord, fix the Discord command for YouTube. That's the problem when I only do two, couple days between streams. Let me drop it. That's a good call, though. Let me drop it for folks who may not have it yet, since we got quite a crowd here. Let's see. Oh man, I wish there was a Ray version. Don't even. All right, so that's the Discord. I know several of you are already there, and I appreciate you joining. But if anyone who is not yet joined would like to join, feel free. Okay, so I am going to say that this is probably as far as I'm going to get with this particular layout. and we are going to look at a game machine from the time that this came out to see where it went. And actually, you know what? We just had Dem Guts just joined. Why don't we one more try? One more try. As I don't get as far as, as I don't get any further than I did. One more try. We'll do the second scenario again. I did get it to work, I'm just not good at doing it this way, is the problem. And also, the game does not give you much leeway to mess up. But I'm doing it like 1, 2, 3 on the buttons here, on my stick. And like, it works okay, I'm just not... I haven't practiced with it as much as I would need to get any kind of far in this game. So like, I could, if I practice this a little bit more, I could totally get it on a stick. It wouldn't be that big of a problem. I just need to work at it. I need to train my brain a little bit better. And maybe I will. Because I don't think I'll be running across one of these machines anytime soon, that's for sure. Bibitaka! I know. Ugh. Yeah, it would take a few days of practice, I feel like. Yeah, also, like, carpal tunnels. My hands being curved in like this is not the greatest feeling thing I've ever experienced, I will admit. Oops. Alright. See, they're giving me a nice easy pattern there. Oh, here we go. Now here's the fun part. Yeah, I think this game would wear a person out. Like, you'd have to be pretty fit to be able to run with this for very long, I feel like. When I'm in Japan in November, I saw a batting center on Instagram that about a year ago had this, and so I think I'm going to contact them and ask them if they still do. And if they are, I might ask if they mind if I play it a little bit in film. Because I'd like to get some of my own footage of it and maybe do some kind of a, you know, a more edited video. This is part 2, but it also has part 1 in it. So... you can pick all the scenarios from part 1 as well. Gobo, gobo. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's right. This guy does. I forgot what this guy did. Okay, I actually got past him this time. Oh, Ninja Gaiden Black. Those Ninja Gaiden games are no joke. Yeah, most of these games, like any game with like drumsticks or boxing gloves or whatever, is always going to have them chained anyway. Oh, Ninja Gaiden. Those Ninja Gaiden games are way harder than Dark Souls. Are you kidding? Ain. He's Ain. Like the dog from Cowboy Bebop. Kakatte koi. I wonder what country he was from. Also, like, I feel like, what do countries even matter in Fist of the North Star? You're from America. What's the big deal? Oh, this is already throwing way more at me. Look at this. This is so much faster. He's gonna kick my ass. Oh, God. He's giving me the ah-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Again. I feel like I might be able to stand a chance if I was actually using the pads. Oh, I get to... I actually get to put my name in here. Wachoo! Very subtle American. He knocked me into Hajime no Ippo. All right. So we got up to Ein, and I think that's as far as we can realistically hope for the evening. Let me reset my setup here quickly, and we'll look at a vintage 2000 game machine, and see where this all ended up. So bear with me a moment. I will reset my stuff, and I'll be right back. Thank you. You'd think I would have figured out how to do this right by now. And yet here we are. Hit the unmute button, dummy. Anyway, so it's been a while since we looked at a game machine, hasn't it? We haven't done a lot of arcade stuff lately, so it's nice to get back to that. But so unlike Famitsu, game machines are pretty much all available on archive.org for like all of time. Famitsus tend to kind of taper off by 1996 or so. Like weirdly, the Famitsu situation, like they haven't really been scanned reliably past 1996. So unfortunately for our second game tonight, which we're not on yet, we will not be able to look at a Famitsu 4. I tried, I looked, it's just not online. But Game Machine is no problem. Audio, I assume, is okay now. I see it coming onto my stream mix, so I've got to assume that I've corrected my problem. And that Libra's message just came because of, natural stream delays and things like that. But if I'm still not coming through for whatever reason, then I'm going to panic because I don't know why that would be. Anyway, cool, thank you. It's paranoia, You hit the button and it's supposed to do the thing, but sometimes it doesn't do the thing. So of all the game machines we've looked at this stream so far, oh yes, we're gonna do all of them, dem guts, everyone we can, right? Like there's an online game that's like not even in service anymore, so obviously we can't do that. But like everything we are capable of playing. I am going, you may have missed this, but we're going to have to sequence break a little bit on this, but I have ordered a Windows 95 CD-ROM to play the typing game. So we will get there. We're going to do them all. Well, a representative. There's like 4 typing games. We're probably just going to do one of the typing games. And like the pachislot games, we're just going to do one because they're all kind of the same thing, right? We don't need to do every single iteration of every single one. Yep. So yeah, for those who haven't seen this part of things before, I think most people have, and we can, whether it be an arcade game or a console game, we like to take a look at Game Machine for arcade games and Famitsu for console games and just kind of see where it fell in rankings and things like this. I think have I done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I feel like I've done more than 9. I feel like our count is a little higher than that. I'd have to count them, but we're getting into the ones that will start to take longer is the thing. In fact, including one of the ones tonight. But here we are in Game Machine, and so this is an arcade publication. This is an arcade trade publication, in fact. And I mentioned this earlier, but this is the era that I was working in an arcade, not a Japanese arcade. I was working in an arcade in Taylor, Michigan, the Tilts Tumbles, as it was then called, because it was a tilt arcade, which also had a children's play area, which I guess is where the Tumbles part of it came from. And I worked there from about either 96 or 97 to sometime in 2000 or 2001. So this was still in my arcade working days. That was kind of in the later part of it. So I'm really actually looking forward to this because this is an era that I was a little more connected into what was going on in. So I'll be able to look at stuff and be like, oh yeah, I remember when that came out. And I think for game machines, we haven't gone past 92 up until this point. So like, Dynasty Warriors ones won't actually be as far away as you think, Kellen Winslow. Like, we'll be there before you know it. It will not take that long, because when we get into the 2000s, there just aren't quite as many Fist of the North Star games anymore. So we'll be there before you know it. And so we'll get into longer play sessions if folks want to see like the whole game, right? And so I'll put it all to a vote for you all at some point. Like, do you want me to keep going? Do you want to see the whole thing, or do you just want to see a snippet of it and move on? We'll leave that up to everybody here. Also, Game Machines got a lot shorter at some point between the early 90s and 2000. Like, this is a fraction of the size of the issue. And look at this. My first dopamine hit of the magazine, an ad for Capcom's Power Stone 2. I love this game. If Ted Bob is still lurking around here, he and stream regular Ubersaurus and I, and also Ted Bob's brother Muppy, played so much Power Stone 2 that I don't even know how many hours it actually would have been. We spent many a night just like pounding down cases of various types of sodas and playing Power Stone 2. It is it's chaotic. It's not maybe as competitively viable as Power Stone 1. We would have been playing the Dreamcast port back then. But yeah, I know there was a PSP that I never played. Yeah, part one is usually what you see tournaments for, because part one is just a one-on-one deal, and it's a little easier to get buy-in on skill, whereas two has that sort of like almost Smash Brothers factor to it if you're playing with a bunch of items where shit just appears and like it can really bite you if you don't have good luck or you don't know like the things that are like shooting shit at you in the levels. I agree with you. It's way better. I will take Power Stone 2 over a Smash Brothers anytime, but that's just me. Spent time playing Power Stone 2 that you should have been studying for university finals. Probably me too. Probably me too. Let's see here. I actually really like the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games. Those are some of my favorite Dynasty Warriors games. The Fist of the North Star ones are good too. KBGHT, you stumbled across the channel yesterday after going through old CD Japan. Ooh, wow. That's well, welcome. I'm glad you stumbled across the channel. I assume from your discussion you found my old video where I talked about like my history with Japanese music or something, which I kind of pivoted my channel a little bit away from that because the game stuff was doing better. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, we have a lot of Japanese music talk in there, pretty regular, and here on the stream, of course, as well. But I'll drop this also again for people who want it. You were talking about Ken's, yeah, part 2 as much as part. I see. Okay, I actually have not played Ken's Rage 2. I have it. I have a Japanese copy of it. The US one is fucking expensive. That game got expensive, Ken's Rage 2. Whew. But I have the Japanese one, so probably when we play that, I'll play that one in Japanese. Yeah, I like the Gundam Dynasty Warriors games are good. The first Fist of the North Star Dynasty Warriors game is good. The Zelda one, I played the first Zelda one. I haven't played really too many of the other Zelda ones. The Zelda one is good. The Berserk one is not. I love Berserk, but that Berserk Muso game is just not very good. Yeah, it got a Wii U port. That's true. I forgot that it did, but it did. All right. Reminiscing about Power Stone 2 there. Look at what are these cursed like Simpsons? Was this some sort of like trade event or something where we had like weird costumed Simpsons that look strange? That's interesting. I assume they probably made minor tweaks for the Wii U version, right? That's usually what they did with those things. Like they added little insignificant features, right? And no, I mean, I like Berserk. I'm not saying that at all about the game because I was like, oh, I don't like Berserk. I love Berserk. I just thought that they really missed with that is a Muso adaptation. Like the enemies were just like these gray blobby men half the time. And like, it just did not have the same identity. I didn't feel personally that a lot of the other Muso games did. It didn't feel like it cared about the spirit of the source material as much as like the Gundam ones did. I almost skipped over this stuff. All right, we got some stuff to look at here. Look at this. We're going to zoom in on this here. First of all, there's Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I definitely played me some Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Funny story about this before we get over to the things that everybody wants to see here. There was another arcade fairly near the one I looked at called the Red Baron. And it turns out that the tokens that we used at the Tilt worked in the machines at the Red Baron as well. Now, Tilt, while I worked there anyway, never got a Gauntlet Legacy or a Gauntlet Legends or a Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Did not ever get them. I don't know why. They would have made money, but they never got them. And so a friend and I named Jessica, One day we decided that we wanted to play Gauntlet Dark Legacy, but we didn't want to pay for it. So we may have gone to the Red Baron with stolen tilt tokens and should put a little bit of money in the Red Baron's token machine just to not be suspicious, and sat there and fed tokens into Gauntlet Dark Legacy out of a Star Wars Episode 1 Watto cup. So I'll let y'all think about that and in how many ways that's weird for a second. But yes, these are on sale in June, everyone. June 2000. If you got a time machine, go back to that. What? Ryu and Ken have gigantic feet. Look at that. I guess everybody kind of has gigantic feet here. It was a good heist. It was a real life cheat code and a good heist, both of these things. I don't regret it. I wasn't the one who stole the tokens. I'm not just trying to be a goody two-shoes, I promise. I was not the one who stole the tokens. I just benefited from the activity. If you want another funny arcade story, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Home Run Derby. Was Home Run Derby a NAM? Who made Home Run Derby? I wasn't really paying attention to that at the time. Okay, this is the one. Tell me who made it. Tell me who made it, dummies. Well, someone made it. I don't exactly know who, but Home Run Derby was a game that actually had a batting cage surrounding it, and it was a very large monitor, and it had a bat. Speaking of boxing gloves that are chained to things, it had a bat. So you had a bat that you would swing at the monitor, and there were sensors. I mean, you wouldn't swing it at the monitor and beat the monitor, but you would swing it at the monitor and it would pick up on the sensors and, home run, that sort of thing, right? So how did that work? Reflective tape. The bat was covered in reflective tape. And so sensors would pick up the reflective tape. And so the same friend who stole the tokens that we went to play Gauntlet Dark Legacy with at the Red Baron found the reflective tape in the back office. And I think if Ted Bob is here, he knows exactly who I'm talking about. I won't name this friend, but I think he at least knows who I would be talking about in this case. This friend went back to the back office, found the reflective tape, and proceeded to cover his arms and legs in reflect. I think would turn into Home Run Derby, but here we are. Here we are. Yeah, and it's weird, right? Because it had been so long since we'd seen a Gauntlet game since then. God, how many years since Gauntlet 3 or Gauntlet 4? So many, right? Especially in the arcades. Anyway, so this caught my attention. We have figure keychains for SNK versus Capcom, not Capcom versus SNK, interestingly. They're specifically saying SNK versus Capcom. And I ask you, if you're going to specifically brand these as SNK versus Capcom, right? Where is Mars People? Where is Red Arimer? Where is Dimitri? How come there are no keychains? I want a Mars People keychain, is what I'm really saying here. And I will use any excuse that I can to get it. I'm the proud owner of a Mars People button, and I can't imagine there are too many other people who can say that. But anyway, these are kind of neat looking, aren't they? They came in sets, apparently, sets of 2. And so you had a Guile and Iori. What a pairing that would be. So I guess they all came in these numbered sets. Kyo and Ryu makes a lot of sense, right? Mars People, there's not nearly enough. They did a Mars People plush at some point in an SNK store, and I missed it. Lots of fighting games in the arcade. You definitely did have to be made of sterner stuff back then, that's for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of trash talk. People weren't afraid to kind of lay into you a little bit, that's for sure. Yeah, and having to look a person in the face was you know, you were gonna, I mean, some people just weren't afraid to talk shit, but generally speaking, you weren't gonna be quite as much of an asshole as you would be, you know, you might not be afraid to be over the internet, right? So yeah, there's something to be said for that for sure. I'll have to see if I can find that Mars People plush uh, at some point. And also I'm realizing that I think on the vertical stream, is this all caught up for you guys? Are you still okay, I guess we must. Okay, cool. The vertical stream, I'm trying to see if I have my things set up correctly or not. Yeah, okay, cool. It's just my on my here it was, or my end it was a little bit lagging. Let's see. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Let's zoom out here a little bit more so I can get a better look at the rankings. And so we get to the rankings a lot quicker in these newer issues of Game Machine cuz I guess there wasn't as much going on in arcades by this time. Oh, Payonpa. Payonpa Chibi-UFO. Baburundayo. All right. All right. I got to zoom in on this too. We don't see this kind of stuff every day. That Payonpa was kind of loud. It scared me. I'll have to maybe ratchet the sound down on that a little bit. Fancy Lifter Twin, I want to point out, is the name of this particular machine. So at least we got to give them credit for coming up with a good name, right? It's Kato's Fancy Lifter Twin. Let's see here. And in it, we have a is that like an extremely cursed looking Pac-Man? Look at that. Look at that. What is that? That's a Pac-Man, right? What is that? Like, I mean, that's obviously Hello Kitty. I know Kitty-chan. I don't know what that is. And we've got like more normal looking Pac-Man down here, but like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. That's a weird Pac-Man. I'm not as big of a fan of him. What do we got over here on the side? He is extremely happy. That's the happiest Pac-Man has ever been. He's Perk-Man. We got more Sanrio here. Who do we have? I'm not big on I'm not very knowledgeable on the Sanrios, but we got Batsumaru, and of course, two different kinds of Hello Kitties. Who is this? Is this a Sanrio, or is this some like just loser teddy bear or dog or something in here? I don't know who that is. But let's challenge. This is what is this?
Game Center CX 課長 on.
I was a little off timing there, but this also belongs to Kato. What is this? Fancy Lifter Demi. It's the Kato's Fancy Lifter Demi. Who is Kato? Bro, that's just a bit. Okay, all right. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? I was like, okay, it's Batsumaru and it's Kitty. Is this a Sanrio? And you're like, no, you idiot. It's just a bear. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see here. Either way, yeah, it's like, what Sanrio character is this? Oh, you loser. You just got the bear. You just got the stupid bear. Like, there were even by 2000, there were a million different... There were stores and malls for Sanrio by 2000, for God's sake. Pusheen. My, oh boy, who is my favorite Sanrio? I'm not like, I'm not a big Sanrio head. Boy. I have to think about that. Maybe Hangyodon? Hangyodon's pretty cool. One day we're gonna have to stream Sanrio World Smash Ball. I don't know how many y'all know about Sanrio World Smash Ball, but if you don't, we're gonna keep that as a nice surprise for one day because I love that game. All right, who else do we got? Batsumaru and Pac-Man together at last. Wait, hold on. Is that... All right, here's where I reveal my ignorance again. So, in this one, I know it's a little blurry because of the scan, That's obviously Batsumaru. I've seen that character before, though I couldn't give you a name. That's Pac-Man, obviously. That's Kitty, obviously. Is that just green Batsumaru? Is that like moss-colored Batsumaru? Or like, who is that? Palette swap Batsumaru? Sanrio World Smash Ball. It gets intense. I really think it's very comparable to Windjammers. And I really want this to be, oh, it's Pochako. Okay, thank you. I knew I could count on someone, and I figured there was a non-zero chance that it might be you, Maddie. So I want this, can anyone identify this guy? This guy right here? I want this to be someone who I know it isn't. But from a blurry distance, my heart wants this to be one of the aliens from Cosmo Gang the video. But wait, Pac-Man's in here. What if it is? Is it? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be that an alien plush from Cosmo Gang the video is a real thing that exists and I can potentially buy? I'm sorry, I'm having a moment here. Like, I'm having like a legitimate moment of happiness seeing this. It does look like a weird Elmo, but I think that is an alien from Cosmo Gang the video. I've convinced myself at this point. So this is me furiously jotting down notes. Cosmo Gang the video plush find in all capital letters. All right. Oh my God. I am like, I've whipped myself into a frenzy here. Chibi UFO, was it you who was the fellow Cosmo Gang the video lover? So maybe you at least are sharing in this moment of joy. I think because this is Namco, there's a very good chance that that's what that is. I really do believe that. And then we've got something called Fancy Wheel here, which I don't know if we're going to be able to tell anything about this zooming in on it, but you know what? It belongs to Kato again. I want Backline Pac-Man. I'm sorry. I've driven you to Bai. I don't know how rare this is, so I don't know if we'll have any luck or not. Okay. where was my melody? Hold on. That's the bear. Was my melody over in here? Really? You could make out something from this? Are you serious? It just looks like like up here. Okay. Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, because that's a kitty right there, and I guess my melody is probably the one that's right next to kitty. And some of these I can't even tell. I'm like, okay, which... You got good eyes. You've got really good eyes. Like, seriously. I can kind of see it now that you point it out, but... Oh my gosh. Yes. That's 100% my reaction. Ebichu the dirty hamster plushies. I suppose that's true. Oh my gosh, I did not. Kato Manufacturing Company Limited. Where's Kato Manufacturing Company Limited based? They're based in Tokyo. So I wonder if they still exist. Let's see. I'm gonna go to their website right now. Kato-mfg-co.co.jp. Unfortunately, no, they do not seem to exist anymore. Right? Unless they need the dub. Hold on, let's see. No, that doesn't matter. So Kato's Manufacturing Co. Limited, I'm afraid, is probably long gone. Yeah, where's Butchie? Where's Butchie from Tuesday's stream from Rushing Beat? No Rushing Beat plushies? Come on, Jalico. What were you even doing? All right. Okay. Do we have, these are the ones we looked at. Okay. I know. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be waiting forever for that, Chibi UFO. I think a Rushing Beat plushie is probably just not a thing that exists for as much as we would all like it to. All right. So here's actually, I feel like that other stuff is actually what we ended up coming for, but here's actually what we came for. So Game Machine in every single issue does a best hit games 25 list where they, I believe these are probably based on income, and these were not like a Douglas build, like kick people in the junk. Yeah, I'd be into that. I'd be into that. So all right, we'll look at where Punch Mania went first, and then we'll look at some of this other stuff because I like to look at a lot of stuff while we're here. So our categories have changed a little bit. So we're no longer calling these table type cabinets because that had gone out of fashion by 2000. This is just regular TV game. And we also have these kind of like dedicated cabinets like your DDRs and things like that. But interestingly enough, Punch Mania is under other arcade games. Oops, I went up to the other page there. So here, ranking in at number 1 on its debut, we have Punch Mania Hokuto no Ken from Konami at number 1. Seemingly being ranked in with things like I can't even tell what these would have been. Purikura machines, maybe Purikura machines, because this is called like photo and shiru. I'm like mixing my Japanese and English here. Photo and seal kirara. So like this is just the category, I guess, that other amusement machines went into potentially. So I don't know why that got lumped in with those instead of these, but here it is. It sure did beat some Purikura machines. Your college roommate attempted to make slugs out of solder. That's more labor intensive than stealing tokens. I would argue that's a lot. That's a lot of work. Because yeah, I mean, for one, you got to have a soldering iron heated up and ready to go. So Punch Mania didn't really seem to be very contested. Well, I mean, the score was fairly close, but like it got placed in this category kind of with things that it didn't belong in. But let's look at some other. So, this is May 2000. Let's have some fun, right? Even the less old of us may be somewhat aware of what was happening in arcades at this time. So maybe we'll see some things that we recognize. Would it surprise anyone to know? It wouldn't surprise me, given that I worked in an arcade when this game came out, and I saw the lines for it, even at my mall tilt, that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was number 1 with a bullet on this list. I am extremely not surprised at this. I remember people were coming in, mall employees were coming in from other stores on lunch breaks to play this game. We had a man who was a manager at the Sunglass Hut who would come in every day at lunch and play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It was a wild time. Yeah, full circle, right? Believe it or not, this was not planned. Yeah, Marvel, this is the day that Marvel Tokon came out, right? So coincidence, purely, I assure you. But yeah, here on Marvel Tokon's release day, we're looking at Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Where we locked the arcade and free played it all night. Yeah, that was probably a little after I was gone, but I had plenty of those. I had a lot of sessions where me and whoever would just lock, and because I mean, who is going to stop you, right? Like, especially if you were the person who was closing and had the keys, which is exactly what I was for the time that I worked there. You could do whatever the hell you want. If the store manager wasn't working that night, all bets are off. So it was a blast. Okay. We had Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Virtua Tennis. Some of you may have played that. I sure played some Virtua Tennis, though admittedly I played it more on the Dreamcast than I did it in the arcade. I don't know if I played it in the arcade at all, actually, now that I think about it. Virtua Tennis was a big one, though, for Sega. And speaking of Sega, we also, I guess it was the Virtua Sports game era, because we had Virtua Striker 2 version 2000. Virtua Striker 2, not a game I've played, but Virtua Tennis, yes. Mr. Driller, Namco's Mr. Driller, the very first one, also an arcade game, though I don't know if people associate it with being an arcade game particularly as much as they do the home ports. Oh yeah, Virtua, I think there's a good argument for Virtua Tennis being the best tennis game for sure. I would entertain that argument. Excuse me. Metal Slug 3, which people have feelings on Metal Slug 3. I know. If you're playing it to clear, Metal Slug 3 is absolute hell. Just talk to Lord BBH about that one. He said for years he'd never 1cc it, and he ended up learning it. I could maybe do 1, not 3. That's for sure. 3, it's fun, right? Like a Metal Slug game is fun, no matter how you slice it. It's just getting down to like the nitty gritty comparisons. Like, oh, would you rather play? Oh, you cleared it. Nice. Tekken Tag Tournament was a game that was really big at that same arcade around the same time as MVC2. A lot of people in there for Tekken Tag also. I've never been a huge Tekken guy. I don't hate it. I just never really got down with it as much as I did some of the 2D stuff and some of the other 3D stuff. You had Virtua Cop Memorized, where you could almost do the entire game without getting hit. Whew. I feel like Virtua Cop, that might have been a little bit more viable than some other light gun games. The first couple levels of House of the Dead 2, there was a point where I might have also memorized that game, or at least the first 2 levels of it, to the point where I could just do it. Because I had the Dreamcast port of House of the Dead 2, and I played that quite a bit. Let's see. Virtua NBA. I did not even know this was a thing, but it was, apparently. And even in Japan, it got number 7. Yeah, I've entertained the idea of trying leverless at various points, but I also do a lot of arcade play. And so I'm like, will that like deteriorate my ability to use it? I mean, it's probably nonsense, right? The answer is probably like, no, of course, you idiot. No, of course it wouldn't. But I always tell myself, I'm too old. I'm too old to learn to use a leverless controller. I should just stick to the stick stick to the stick. I did not intend that to be that stupid pun, but I should just remain on the stick that I know how to play on. Reload. All right. Ooh, I did not expect to see Cyvarrior in here. I honestly forgot that first Cyvarrior was even an arcade game. Again, I feel like we think of Cyvarrior as more of a console thing now, since there have been newer versions of it. But yeah, Cyvarrior. Super World Stadium 2000 from Namco. And you know what? You thought that we got away from Mahjong games. They may not have their own category in Game Machine anymore, but they're still here. Taisen Hoto Gimmick 3. And so I guess it's a Mahjong game, so they called it, this says Taisen and not Mahjong. But, and from Saikyo made a Mahjong game? Oof. Okay. Worked at a movie theater when House of the Dead 2 dropped, and the security guards would put in free. Yep. You got those keys. That's how you're gonna do. You're gonna trip that coin mech switch a few times. I had a deal with some employees at the McDonald's. It was an under the table deal. But, and this only this was, there was a lot of caveats with this deal, like no manager is looking over our shoulders, et cetera, right? They would come in on, their lunch breaks or their day off or whatever, and they would get free credits from us. We'd trip them credits. And if they were working and no manager was looking over their shoulders, they would give us free food. So I had an underground, under the table deal worked out with McDonald's for a while there. Anyway, Mahjong Hot Gimmick 3, everyone. You truly can never escape it. It was free nuggies, free burgs. We did it all. Dead or Alive 2 Millennium. I assume this was a revision on Dead or Alive 2. I did not know that there was a revision specifically called Millennium. I was never a huge Dead or Alive person, but I played 2 probably more than any other Dead or Alive game, that's for sure. What else? The Virtua sports games. Virtua Striker 2 version 99. So again, I want to remind everyone that up here we had, where is it? We had Virtua Striker 2 version 2000 right here. And down here, we have the other version of Virtua Striker 2, which for some reason I'm missing now. Did I dream that? No, it's right here. Virtua Striker 2. So 2 versions of Virtua Striker 2, the 2000 version and the 99 version on the charts at once. I got mixed up because there's another, where is it? Okay, I guess there's another Mahjong Hot Gimmick game on here. So there's also Mahjong Hot Gimmick 3 and Mahjong Hot Gimmick, Kairakuten, my mistake. Also from Saikyo. Most of Saikyo's Mahjong games are on their own SH2 hardware. I think most people know Saikyo is like a shooting game company, so I legitimately did not know that they also, I guess that's what paid the bills, right? The Mahjong games paid the bills so they could work on their passion projects. Maybe that's how it went. Let's see. I would believe that Minoru Suzuki did motion cap for Tekken. I would believe it. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Yeah. Dynamite Baseball 99. Surely that's what that reaction was to. Like, the amount of Sega sports games in here is mind-blowing. Dynamite Baseball 99. Crazy Taxi. I'm sure we all know Crazy Taxi. Someone do the thing that you have to do when anyone talks about Crazy Taxi. Go on, do it. I dare you. Here's a game that I love, a series of games that I love. Hyper Bishibashi Champ. Now, I've got to assume that given the arcade crowd, that there we go. Yes, yeah, it's Crazy Taxi. I assume we have some people who know. Yes, I have a feeling you would know it, Chibi UFO. For anyone who hasn't seen Bishibashi, you know what? Oh, we could do... Now that I have that Poppin' controller, we could do a good Bishibashi stream. Yeah, we could. Not all those are emulated super well on MAME. Some of them are a little bit weird. And so I actually have like the PS1 ports of some of those, but some of them work okay. So actually I could do a pretty good Bishibashi stream with that Poppin' music controller. I could play, and I think I'm trying to think how. So yeah, I'm getting real galaxy brained here, because like I'm thinking like, okay, if I did the PS1 versions of Bishibashi through emulation or through a Mister or something, then I could map the buttons on that Poppin' music controller to those too and get around the MAME thing. So yeah, like Bishibashi, for no one who's seen it, you gotta have big buttons. It's like three buttons, 3 colored buttons, right? Yeah, I believe it's 3. And maybe I could do something dumb like put, construction paper over them or something, so I could actually, when it shows it on there, it shows them all in a row, right? So I don't think I'd even need to do that. I think as long as I had my hand position right, I'd be okay. But if I really wanted to, I could put colored paper over them so I could make the Poppin' buttons the right color to like what they were on screen. So like I'm getting some ideas here. I like where we're going with this. Yeah, WarioWare before WarioWare is a really good way of putting it. Yeah. And they have a salaryman one, like this series gets pretty nuts. It really gets pretty nuts. What else do we got here? Hang on, Afterburner. Oh yeah, those are all super classic cabinets, right? Galloping Ghost in Brookfield, Illinois has an Afterburner. Sometimes it's working and sometimes it's not. They have a Space Harrier. They have a Radmobile. They do not have a deluxe Outrun. They only have a stand-up Outrun. And they don't have a deluxe hang-on either. But they do check some of that list. Yeah, there's a Bishibashi that's controlled by a steering wheel and pedals. I don't have a wheel and pedals. One day I'll fix that because I want to do some racing games at some point too, but I want to do it for real. Yep, there's a PS1 Fist of the North Star game that's coming up right after this. Right after we get done with this magazine, I promise. We got another game for tonight for sure. All right, what else? We got to get through these here. So Bishibashi, a favorite. Third Strike, nobody likes that game. Next, Shanghai 3. Now we're talking. You want to talk about games that have the number 3 in them? Let's talk about Shanghai 3 and not Third Strike. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a Third Strike detractor. I know that may make some people here very upset, but I do not think that Third Strike is all that. I just don't. I can go into reasons another time, but Alpha 2 is better. Alpha 2 is better. Alpha 3 is better. I'll take either one of those over Third Strike any day. Those are like the masterpieces of the Street Fighter series, in my opinion. The Alpha games are where it's at, especially those later ones. Oh yeah, I mean, Third Strike is a beautiful game to look at, right? Like I'll never take anything away from it there. Like gorgeous. Like an absolute masterpiece of sprite work. But as a game, I don't know. Aqua Rush, which I believe that got an Arcade Archives release within the last couple of years. Alpha 2 was your life during college. Nice. We played a good amount of Alpha 2 and Alpha 3 I remember playing I think I was with you and your brother Ted Bob back in the day. You had rented I assumed or maybe you had it, the PS1 port of Alpha 1. This was before Alpha 2 was even out. And I remember playing a bunch of dramatic battle with both of you. So like my memories of Alpha, the Alpha series go back pretty far. I thought that was a rental, but I remember specifically playing a bunch of dramatic battle, that mode where you're Ken and Ryu facing off against M. Bison. Alpha 3, I really like Alpha 2. Alpha 3 might also be my favorite. It's tough, but I think I might also agree with that. Fire Pro 6-man scramble, Saturn Bomberman, and Alpha 2. What a lineup. Man, oh man. I assume you had the multi-tap what was shaped like Bomberman's head. Kakizaki Hayao. I mean, if you're playing Saturn Bomberman, what are you even doing if you don't have the multi-tap that's shaped like Bomberman's head? Yeah, actually I know a friend who still has the SNES port of Alpha 2, which was just sort of a miracle of technology, to be honest. They fit all that on an SNES cartridge. Let's see. Aqua Rush is one that people really like. Spike Out is one that people really like. Spike Out Final Edition specifically. Shanghai, The Great Wall. Mahjong. How do you read this in katakana? Su Chi Pai. Okay, Su. Okay, not so. Su Chi Pai. Sorry, my Chinese syllabic alphabet is basically non-existent. Gato Mark of the Wolves. There might be a few people who like that one. I don't know. There might be some people here who like it. I like it. Ejon Sakura Soul. So more Mahjong than you might expect by 2000. And Mahjong Final Romance R. So, Mahjong, it hasn't gone away. Yeah, I do, now that you say it, I do remember playing a bunch of Super Bomberman 2 with y'all. Oh, no Bomberman shaped multi-tap? Well, you know what? It's never too late. It's never too late to fix that, unless that thing got insanely expensive or anything. Yeah, the Vampire series, Darkstalkers, are games that I love, but I have not invested the time into getting any kind of good at them. Playing 10-player Saturn, I've never actually played with a multi-tap that is Bomberman's head. I've just seen it and thought it was really cool. I think the most people I ever played Saturn Bomberman with was like 4. That's someone where the screen turns into like a postage stamp or something, right? Because it's like so many people. What else? That's a good dream. Hosting a 10-player Saturn Bomberman session is a great dream. All right, before we go on, let's look at what was in the more dedicated type cabinets. Was the SNES Bomberman multi-tap also shaped like Bomberman's head? Was every multi-tap made for everything shaped like Bomberman's head? Or am I just making that all up? Yeah, interesting. This must have been an off year for VF, because everything else with Virtua in the name, apart from Virtua Fighter and Virtua Cop, are just happen to not be on here this particular month. So I'm sure that's coincidence, because they obviously would have been on here, right? Like, those games definitely made these charts. Let's see here. It wasn't shaped like him. Okay, it must have just been the Saturn one then. So what is even the point in having a multi-tap if it's not shaped like Bomberman's head, I ask you. Yeah, Saturn stuff is very expensive these days. Derby Owners Club, one of those Keiba, like the horse racing game simulators, I've got to assume. Okay, all right, it's not on here, but this reminds me of something since we're telling arcade stories, right? All right, some of you may be familiar with Namco's Final Furlong series. Now, Final Furlong is not a game where you're managing or placing bets or anything on horses. You are riding on a plastic horse and you are going like this and like bucking the horse to make him go faster. And so you are the jockey, basically, right? And so we had, it might have been 2, it might have been 1. I'm not sure if it was Final Furlong 1 or Final Furlong 2, but we had a Final Furlong machine of some type, the deluxe one that had 2 horses, so you could go head to head on them. We had those. We had them right by the redemption counter for a while. And at some point, because the heads of the horses were very close to the monitor, so when you walked by, you weren't really getting a good look at the horse heads very often, as, you know, someone maintaining the arcades. So at some point, after we'd had it for a while, I was like cleaning the horses off or something, and I looked at the heads, and one had a hole bored into its mouth, and someone had a piece of paper rolled up to make it look like the horse was smoking a joint. And I'll never forget that about Final Furlong. Every time anyone mentions Final Furlong and brings that up, I always think of a plastic horse with a joint in its mouth. And that's my one and only story that I have to tell about Final Furlong. Oh my God. Yeah, I saw some people really get worked up playing Final Furlong. Like, that was it is just good old fashioned fun. I agree. I was laughing about that for a while. Final Furlong, believe it or not, popular date game. You'd see a lot of couples who'd obviously gone to the mall on dates. Remember when that used to happen? Remember when people used to go to the mall on dates? That takes me back. But But there were a lot of people who were obviously at the mall on dates who were like, let's play Final Furlong. And they'd get on there and they'd play the horses, just after they got done, playing Rage in the Cage or Skee Ball or whatever. By the way, Rage in the Cage, one of those basketball games that, you were throwing basketballs into hoops. I used to sometimes have to go behind it and fill up with an air pump the basketballs that you could win from it, that would come out the bottom when you got a certain score. And every once in a while when I was back there doing it, because I just do a bunch of them at once, right? I just sit there and pump up balls and just into the back of the machine for maybe like 15, 20 minutes. And anytime someone would come by, just walking in from the mall entrance, the Rage in the Cage was pretty close to that. I would shake the Rage in the Cage hoop from behind as they passed by and confused many a person into, I would assume, thinking that the Rage in the Cage machine just moved on its own. So these are the things you had to do to have fun working in an arcade in the 90s and 2000s. I definitely do know the Journey arcade game. I don't know that I've actually seen it in person or played it, but I do know it. It had, what was it? It had some kind of, was it actually a tape that was in it that would play those Journey songs? Yeah, if you were doing Punch Mania and Final Furlong in one go, you were in some shape. You played Primal Rage on a date? What a date. Wow. Those are the kind of dates I should have had more of, I'll tell you. All right. Golgo 13. I don't know if anyone's played that Golgo 13 game that's kind of Silent Scope-esque. This might have been before. Was this before Silent? No, I don't think this is before Silent Scope. Probably it was after. But yeah, they called him Sniper 13 here for whatever reason. Maybe that's what that got released as in arcades here. But this is definitely Golgo 13. And it was one of those things where you were looking down a scope and sniping guys. Yeah, I thought it was after Silent Scope. I figured it would have had to have been. Samba de Amigo. Some of you may know Samba de Amigo. If nothing else from the Dreamcast port where the maracas didn't work very well. So Samba de Amigo was a big one. Boy, they've tried to bring that back a few times and it's just kind of never landed, huh? Outside of the arcade, I feel like Samba de Amigo is just kind of like, we don't want to play this with Wiimotes, or we don't want to play this with Joy-Cons, or whatever nonsense they tried to bring Samba de Amigo back on. Let's see. We've got World Kicks, which must have been a Namco soccer game. And speaking of the Typing of the Dead, someone just brought up Typing of the Dead earlier. Here it is in 5th place. We got Beat Mania Climax. Or no, Club Mix, not Climax. I'm not much of a Beat Mania guy. Beat Mania is honestly like way too hard for me. But it's a lot of people like it. And Keyboard Mania, I played a little bit on the PS2 version. I had a friend who had that. Alien Sniper, interesting. So probably the same hardware, just no license. Yeah, Arino, he totally did play that during a Tamage segment. You're 100% right, because I remember this. That's putting it mildly. Sega has had issues since the Dreamcast days, and they certainly have never recovered from that. I agree. Back in the days of Sega making fine games like 18-Wheeler. I've never played 18-Wheeler, but it apparently did pretty well. Poppin' Music 4. This is pretty early days for Poppin' Music, way before I started playing it, that's for sure. Let's see. Battle Gear, that's a very nice one from Taito. I like me some Battle Gear. DDR Third Mix, which I think, I'm not a huge DDR head. I dated someone who was, but Third Mix is a beloved one, isn't it? I feel like it is. Million Hits from Namco. I do not know what Million Hits is. Crisis Zone, also from Namco. Time Crisis 2. I'm sure people have played a Time Crisis game or two here. We've also got House of the Dead 2, speaking of earlier things. House of the Dead 2. House of the Dead 2, I feel like, is where that series peaked, personally. I've played all of them, and I think House of the Dead 2 is the sweet spot. I know some of the later ones had shotguns and machine guns and whatnot. Let's see. Thrill Drive. Touch de Uno, which I can only assume is Uno with a touch screen. And last but not least, Drum Mania. Played Typing of the Dead during a wicked thunderstorm in Odaiba. Ooh. I was, my only memories of Odaiba are not thunderstorming, but it raining, because I've only been there once and it was in the rain. House of the Dead on, yeah, because then you've got the Wiimote to point around as a gun, right? Wait, a live stag beetle from the gacha? They have a live stag beetle as a prize? Ooh. Ooh. I feel like that's not a thing they do anymore. But, what do I know? All right. Before we leave Game Machine, we should at least look at the ads at the end. Star Wars Racer Arcade, anyone? It was apparently brought to Japan, too. I don't know how well it did versus here. I assume it did pretty well here. I've played it a time or two. I think that Galloping Ghost might have this one as well, if I'm not mistaken. A Tupperware of them? Oof. And Dung Beetles? Oh my goodness, this is an arcade game? I thought this was just on the Dreamcast. I have this on the Dreamcast. Some of you may know the Ah My Goddess or Oh My Goddess, depending on what name you prefer for it. But this is Quiz Ah Megami-sama. So it's the quiz game for Ah My Goddess, which got ported to the Dreamcast. I think it's the Dreamcast. I don't think I'm wrong about that. So today I learned that this was also an arcade game. Look at that. Look at that not great 3D model of Beldendi. I mean, 2000. What do you want? What do you want? I mean, I guess that was pretty good for 2000, right? But yeah, I had legitimately had no idea this was an arcade game. It was on the Dreamcast. I'm almost certain. I'm going to fact check myself. Right now, I'm pretty sure I have it downstairs. Yes, Dreamcast and Naomi. So I have the actual disc downstairs. Does she look perfect? All right, she looks perfect. All right, so is that the end? Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit to see if we got stuff on the other side. 2 leisure parks deep in debt. We'll have to hear about that another time. All right. Let's see here. Zoom in a little bit on this. What do we got here? We got any Densha de Go fans out there? Densha de Go! I think I do a pretty good impression of the guy at the intro there. Prince Arcades in, what city is that in? It's somewhere in the Chicagoland area. Specifically has a Densha de Go 3. So I've played that semi-recently. But yeah, a lot of the early Densha de Go games had this sort of like, this was their deluxe version. It's not quite the Densha de Densha de, Densha de Densha de, Densha de Densha de, go, 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 something like that, right? The vocal song that's in the new one. Is it also a pop song? It might be. I mean, I would believe it. You played it once drunk on the Saturn. I have the first couple on the PS1, and I do have the actual PS1 Densha de Go controllers. And in fact, hold 1 second. For a future stream, I have the Densha de Go controller for the Switch version, but I haven't really had time to practice it yet. So one day we're going to do some Densha de Go streams. I don't know when, but one day. I promise you it will happen, because I am the type of person who wants to become very good at Densha de Go. I don't know what particular sickness it is that I have, but I have it, and I have another PS1 one downstairs. I don't have the Saturn one. I don't have the N64 ones. I don't have a collection of like all the Densetsu controllers or anything. I just have 2. Let's see what else. But Densetsu 3, I played a sit-down Densetsu 3, and I mean, of course, if anyone's seen it's not new anymore, but the newer Densetsu game that Taito put out a while ago now, but it has the whole surround thing, right? It has the whole thing where you go in and you have this big panel in front of you and all this. It's fun stuff. Oh yeah, Steel Battalion. Steel Battalion was a trip. We're Rory Dropkick. We are getting there in just a second. I promise you. We've gotten a little waylaid. We played Punch Mania earlier. You can go back on the VOD and look at that one if you want. We're just about to get into the PS1 game in just a moment. We were just looking at how Punch Mania did in some arcade publications here. And it did pretty well. It got number 1, but it was also placed in a very narrow category. And then we got some metal game machines and things like this, right? Oh, you were over on BBH's stream. Nice. I don't chat there much. I probably should, but I tune in there a lot as well. His is a lot of fun. All right. Okay. Well, we have folks here demanding Fist of the North Star game. So guess what? Let's make that happen. Let me just change the marquee here real quick. So we're into the 2000s, and that means 3D beat 'em ups, right? None of this. Nobody likes 2D games anymore. This is the 2000s. What are you, crazy? What are you talking about? We want all 3D all the time. And so Fist of the North Star was no exception to this, right? Hold on, I'm just buying time for myself as I get everything loaded up here. We want Duck Station. And let me get my pad going for this. I'm not going to play this one on a stick because why should I? Let's see. Okay. Not that Hokuto no Ken, this Hokuto no Ken, and let me switch the thing over. 1 second. And where are you? Ba-boom. Duck Station. There we go. 40 buttons is the button count on Steel Battalion, and learning to play Steel Battalion was like you had to commit yourself, right? It was crazy. I remember trying it and very quickly giving up. I have never played this game. First playthrough. Oh. We're starting off right. I don't care if I get this video demonetized for this. This is the first game we've played that has actually played the song in its entirety. Look at these models. Look at these models. Peak PS1. Oh my god, this is going to be great. I'm so excited. I love that this is what they did. Look at Ro! Oh my god. Ready? I can't hit that high, sorry. I'm the low voice guy, I'm not the high voice one. Oh my god. You played this for 30 minutes and keep telling yourself you'll come. Oh, there's Devil Rebirth. They perfectly recreated the intro, is what they've done here. Frame by frame, in 3D models, they recreated the first intro. I just realized that's what they were doing because it ends with Devil Rebirth, right? Wow. Wow. That's like dedication. Whew. All right. Color me very impressed already. And so we've got a few different modes here. Let's just take a look at this. Okay. Just your basic, you know, shake or vibration, no vibration, stereo mono. So nothing really to see there. All right. Yeah, it's OP. It's absolutely opening one for sure. That's exactly what it is. It just took me a minute. Well, we'll see how long it'll take me to get used to the, get used to the inputs. I have never played this a minute in my life, so I'm coming in completely blind. And yeah, you'll see retro achievement stuff pop up too, because I have that turned on. Nuclear flames. We all know it. The world got blowed up. I love that they're even recreating this. This is amazing. I really could not have hoped for anything better than this. Water! The precious commodity that it is in this world, right? Oh my god, even this... Wow. This is amazing. This is peak PS1 right here. I'm gonna call it right now. And I haven't even played it yet. I'm just going by the... Just going by the feels. It will be very interesting to compare graphics as time goes by. Ah! Who's this guy? Look at him walking! God, it's just one more prey, piece of prey for us. Oh. Yo, Ni-chan! Yeah, you gotta give him food and water if you want to pass through. I don't have any. Don't touch me with your filthy hands. Oh my god. It's the same. It's all the same. They recreated all of it. Oh, okay. You're the one who's gonna die. Alright, okay. Okay, punch, kick. Oh, he explodes? Okay. Punch, kick. What else we got? Okay, jump, punch, kick, jump. Alright. Nice. Yeah, what else? He's probably got better range on his kicks, right? Locking on him is an interesting challenge. Yeah, very primitive Dynasty Warriors. Oh, we got air combos. Oh, can we dash? Can we dash? Is that a thing we can do? I feel like I just did somehow. Oh, so I wonder if while they're... No, sadly, I'm not still using, I just got a normal pad. I would not attempt to do this with popping music controllers, I'm afraid. Yeah, he is soft. He's just giving you a little soft shoe. Oh! Oh! Eh? Wait, what the hell was that? So it seems like I hit him... Maybe like a just hit kind of thing? But I wasn't actually really sure what they were. Was I supposed to mash buttons or something there, maybe? It is, it's a Pro 3. Yep. Here's Zeed. Gekitō! Yeah, our scouts. Something happened to our scouts. The classic command inputs, but I didn't see like buttons. Like, were there buttons? Was there like square, triangle, circle, X on there and I just didn't see them? To me, they just look like blank spots and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Ah, naruhodo. Okay, were there arrows or something? Were there arrows and I just didn't see them? I'll pay a little bit closer attention. Look at directions of the fist. I see. Okay. What triggers that? Is it the specific guy that I hit, or is it because I hit him when he was about to perform an action? I haven't played that Vampire Hunter D PS1 game. I'm gonna have to do that someday. Right here. I love me some Vampire Hunter D. Not necessarily that game, but just Vampire Hunter D in general. When they flash red and you hit them, I see. Okay. I love Kenshiro's walk. Needs water. Here's where he gets his cup of water. Well, after they throw him in prison. Okay, got it. So when I fight Zeed, all right. I can manage. If it's the direction of the fists, I can do that. Does it have to be face buttons or can it be directions on the directional pad? Like, does it work with either one? A Resident Evil game with like 100% more punching. Oh, you mean Vampire Hunter D? Okay. I'm down for that. That sounds all right. I would have been better if they made it by Symphony of the Night. I agree with that, but that would have been perfect for Vampire Hunter D. But these are definitely different voice actors. Yeah, is he gonna show up? I definitely feel like a lot of these are different voice actors trying to do the original ones. I mean, they're doing a fine job. I'm not complaining. Yep. I did the thing so she can talk, and now the rest is up to her. It would be nice if we could hope for some Vampire Hunter tie-in games. That'd be cool. I feel like the days of getting anime licensed games, it's not like it used to be, right? Video games are too expensive. Yes, the famous dog from Fist of the North Star. If they don't show him, there's gonna be hell to pay. Yeah, that D-Lit game is great. I really like that D-Lit game. I played it a few years ago. Yeah, he's just bending the bars. The thing he could have done the whole time. I didn't actually look at who they got for the VAs in this. Some of them just sound a little different to me, is all. Okay. Maybe my ear's off. Or maybe it's just because they're older, you know. They're doing a little bit differently than they did the first time around because they're much older. Could be that. It's not bad. My ears just can't help but pick up some differences. All right. Time for Zed. What do we got to take out his goons first? The last times before Kaneto Shiozawa passed that he did Rei. Oh, man. I forgot. It's a bummer. Rei's my fave. I got a figure of him. You can't really see in this camera view, but I've got a figure of him back there. Hokuto Shinken.
中国より伝わる恐るべき暗殺剣があると聞く。その名を北斗神拳。拳に全エネルギーを集中し。
We all know what Hokuto Shinken is, old man. Where's the dog? Where's the famous dog? Where's Peru? They're withholding Peru. Oh, is Kinnikuman VA? Yeah. All right, I gotta fight goons first. Oh, goons and Zed, all at the same time. Okay. Sir? Is there like a... There's just jump, okay. Oh, he can guard. Oh, I should probably jump after... Oh, wait, hold on. I feel like I just did a dash or something. We noticed Suzuki did mocap for Peru? Alright. Okay. This is a pretty good song, too. Oh, okay. Alright, I wonder... How am I meant to... Like, do I have a guard or anything? Or is it just jump? I was trying to see if I could get more hits in on him in air there. Okay, sometimes you can, like, really jump around him, huh? Can't quite... Oh, he tried to drop kick me. Oh, these graphics are just amazing. And I won't... So, okay, you're meant... I see. You have to hit them just as they're about to strike. Okay. All right, I gotta get... So, do I have to bait him? So, like... Trying to think what my best approach to this is. Okay, there we go. So... Oh. All right, you do have to hit the face buttons. All right, got it. All right, I'll get it next time. God damn it. There we go. They make you do the same thing in Hokuto Muso in the Right? The only way it could be cooler is if it was on Saturn. They even put the hiragana ikekua, like the weird like noise that he makes. Amazing. Look at Bat's walk. They did such a good job with his walk. Oh my god. I did not expect to love this game as much as I do. Yeah, the Dynasty Warrior games have that quirk to them, right? Okay. And like you're doing a lot more running around and fighting dudes in the Dynasty Warriors games than you are in this. Like this is a very, very primitive version of them. And that you're fighting, you know, enemies in a much more confined area, right? Is this the guy with the seeds? The rice seeds? Or whatever it was? I just got done, like, watching this in the new show, like, not all that long ago. They're, like, torturing this old man who's trying to get, like, seeds back to his village or whatever. Yeah. Who was the one who was in charge of the gang in this one? Yeah. Nani? Yeah. Wants to be able to grow rice. Dude doesn't care. It's just like, whatever, it makes me want to eat the seeds even more or whatever. Oh, he's the leader, okay. Yeah, he just said it right there. I don't even remember this guy's name. Oh, was he? That's right. He was one of the card guys, that's right, but he's the one who I always forget. We'll find out shortly, I suppose. Don't you see this bow gun? Club! Thank you. Even though he has a bow gun. I guess there's no bow gun card. Oh, I didn't get health back. Okay. Well, maybe I got some health back. Okay. Do I have to, like, help the old man? Or is this just a cutscene in the middle here? Okay. Oh, here we go. Ah, I messed one up. I'm trying to go probably faster than I ought to be honest. All right. He just grabs the bolt, throws it right back. I love, oh god, I was actually really afraid for a minute there that it was going to be an escort mission. I was like, oh no, please. I walk so slow. Then again, so does the old man. I was scared to death that's what they were going to do. Arigatou gozaimasu. And then he, like, gets back to the village, and then they come to the village, right? That's how it happens? That's King. He's too strong. That's still not knowing what a badass he is. Like, that's King. You can't mess with King. He's above your, you know, above your, out of your league, whatever. Oh, was that Spade? That achievement said Spade. Not that I can remember all the low-level card goons. Yeah, he dies in the village. Not even gonna have water, Ken? No, I definitely don't blame you. I can't keep track of them either. I get it, I get it. Exactly, right? Don't get your hopes up, because, you know, this guy just got a spear thrown through him. Yeah, the original Fist of the North Star, there's some things that, yeah. There's some things that haven't aged well, for sure. I'm very interested to see what they do in the new version as they progress through the new version. Because I think they definitely have some opportunities to make, you know, certain things better. He's gonna send me to hell, apparently. Okay, so when you punch some of them... Okay, so they instantly explode when you punch them as they're about to hit like that. Is what it seems. You get like an instant explosion. Oh, yeah. I don't know what would have been... If it would have been best for me to, like... Because as far as I can tell, there's no guard. Oh, God. He's, like, wrecking my shit with that crossbow. What are you supposed to do about that? Because you can't really jump to avoid it. I feel like there's some way I can move faster? Can I run somehow? I feel like I just did, but how did I do it? Alright, and it doesn't matter anyway. Ah! Screwed it up. How? What is block? I haven't found a button that is block yet. Well, apparently I'm already using a continue. Let's see. That's fine. I don't mind. Okay, if there is a block, I have to figure out what it is, because that's... So, it seems to not be any of the triggers. I don't think I was, though, was I? I don't recall having blocked. I can jump. Maybe I need to look at a manual or something, because... Also, I'm sometimes dashing, and I'm not... Oh, I think you just hold the direction to dash. So maybe that might also help. Maybe I can dash around while He's shooting out the crossbow bolts. Yeah, okay. Well, it works when I don't stop. So that's... I'm gonna have to look it up then, because I don't... Nothing I've hit has been block. Because block would be extremely helpful, actually. Hold punch? Oh my gosh, you're right. That's extremely helpful, actually. Thank you. Appreciate that. I would not have guessed hold punch. So if I was doing that during Zed, it was actually not intentional. I must have just been doing it. All right. What? I didn't hit the other one in time? I guess I gotta go faster than that. That's gonna be a problem. There we go. I didn't even realize that I was doing it. I must not have noticed. You grabbed Clonoa first by accident. No worries, we figured it out. Hold punch. Like, there's a whole button. This button is not even being used. Why wasn't this block? I mean, I guess so. You can go into it more easily from punching or something, maybe? Like, maybe that's what they were thinking? Ah! I might, off stream, depending on how far we get tonight, I might start, I don't know. I was thinking I might start another save, another game from the beginning, just so I can see if I can beat this without continuing, but we're gonna let it ride. I'm not too bothered about that part of it. I can always go back and do it later if I really end up loving this game and really want to. We're already at Southern Cross, so that's pretty good. They're at least abridging this a little bit. Okay, well then I won't finish this tonight if it's that long. But I do actually want to play through all of this on stream, because I really like this. So if we don't finish it tonight, I actually will continue this one next week when we do more. But I'm not ready to quit yet. It takes you all the way up to Rao. Okay. Then yeah, I'm definitely not going to finish this tonight. Love those air combos. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I wonder how much this is as a physical copy these days. Ah. Abish. I mean, I kind of want to see the cutscenes, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, that's part of the appeal for me in this. Let's see here. It says, Pick them up, then throw them downwards during a jump for a boost. Wait, that's Konoha also.
鍵がかかってやがる。どうすんだよ、ケン。ケン、通気口がある
Takes you
ぜ。
to the
奥
end.
に明かりも見える。
Still affordable? Okay. Boy, I might. This is obviously emulated, but I might have to.
ここはバット様の出番だけど。
I might actually have to put this on my list to see if I can grab for. If I can get a decent price at it somewhere in Japan when I'm there in November. Add it to the old games list. I wouldn't mind having a physical copy of this.
救出か。
I have many of the Fist of the North Star games as physical
誰も
versions
いないみ
because
たいだ。
I like the series.
よし、早いとこ鍵開けてやるか。
Funny story that I told back on the Fist of the North Star Retronauts podcast, which is a few years old, but I was on there a while back. I bought a PlayStation 3 for
ケン、そこにいる
the
か。
Japanese version of Fist of the North Star Ken's Rage 1.
バット
That is the reason I bought that
いいってこと
machine.
よ。俺とケンの仲じゃねえか。
No, I'm not a CIB guy. I like to play my stuff. I don't care about having it CIB. Oh, sorry. I'm CIB. Yes, I complete in box. I do. Yes.
一人で行く
For some reason I thought you were talking about sealed. I don't care about having
ケンも
shit
気をつけろ
sealed.
よ。
CIB. Yes, I try to get stuff CIB.
何者だ貴様ここがどこか分かってんのか
Ultra Instinct Kenshiro. Oh. That was just pure luck, but... Niba! Oh, and you get health back from that. It looks like when you get those. You got your PS4 only for Fist of the... I've actually never played Lost Paradise. When I play it for the stream, it will also be my first time playing that. So I am also very much looking forward to that. Oh, hello, I can't see you. Behind the pillar. We've got a bit to Lost Paradise yet. We'll get there, but I am very much looking forward to that. I like the Like a Dragon games. I've played not all of them, but several of them. Oh, here we go. They had really fun. They really had fun with like the, you know, the notable sound effects that these guys make just before they explode. Lost Paradise twice. It was that good. Yeah, I wish it would end up on PC too. But I think I have a Japanese PS4 copy. If some of these are cheap enough, maybe I'll buy the English versions before we stream them, just so I don't have to translate everything, but we'll see. But yeah, it must be something about the Fist of the North Star license that it hasn't ended up on PC or something would be my guess, the licensing agreement. Oh, here he is. We're definitely skipping some of Shin's guys, right? Because we didn't go right from that first jobber, right from Spade to Heart. There was definitely some guys in the middle. Yep. Calls him a Buta. It's Butchie! Is Heart officially Butchie now? Have we decided this? I can get behind that. Heart's a Butchie. Yeah, your fists aren't gonna work on me. Yeah, I don't have any problem with them abbreviating it, don't get me wrong.
私と戦うことで君は北斗神拳最大の欠点を知ることになるでしょう。
So how are they going to manifest this in the fight? Or are they going to manifest this in the fight would be my question.
北斗神拳は無敵だ。さあ、それはどうですかね。
Oh, Lord. Okay. I did not think he was going to come right out with that. Okay, the answer is they're not going to manifest it. I kind of didn't figure they would. All right, so he does wake up. He does wake up attacks. And he does boo-hee. Yeah, we got heart wake-up attacks to deal with. Oh, there's a charge. I couldn't guard that, I don't think. Oh, God. Couldn't guard that either. Oh, so this, if you punch him when he does that, this is when he does it. Okay. I see, I see. Yep, you definitely have to do the kick when he does boo-hee. Alright, I got it. And yeah, I'm gonna get punished for that. Come on, do boo-hee again. Do boo-hee. Oh, he's jiggling. You gonna charge? There we go. Ah, I fucked up the last one. No, I just fucked up that last input. Ah, I walked right into his... That kick you can't combo, you can just do one-offs. Huh? Let me get more in on him. Okay. There we go. Hidebu! Here it comes. The most famous one. Here we go.
何かね今のは。そんな技では私を倒すことはできないと言ったはずですよ。北斗神拳の前ではお前は脂肪の塊に過ぎぬ。負け惜しみはそれぐらいにしなさい。無駄だ。お前はもう死んでいる。
There we go. Not yet. Almost. Hidebu! I'm gonna be pretty low health after that one, but that's okay. Low health for Shin, who I'm sure is gonna be challenging. Look at Shin. That's definitely the same VA. Like, he can voice Shin the same as the day he first voiced Shin. Where's Yuria? No, she's not. You're a liar, Shin. That's not really Yuria. Yuria! Don't fall for it, man. You're better than this.
もう忘れたとさ。ユリア。
He made a doll.
それは今から1年
Oh, we even get to see. All right, I'm gonna set my controller down for this one. Let's just enjoy.
ゆっくり眠ってくれ。
I love how they're constantly moving, even when they're crouched. Like Yuria is like the whole time.
し力こそが正義。いい時代になったものだ。
I love how this is, because this is the PS1, he's got like 2 guys only with him. When like he had many more guys than that originally. An anime Yuria pillow, basically. Nanto Gokuto-ken! Not good enough yet, Ken. Yeah, telling Yuria to say that you love me, and I'll spare Kenshiro. There we go. Oh, it's not actually gonna show his fingers going in. Yeah, this is what I really like about Duck Station. It smooths them out quite a bit. I feel like this is like the power of Duck Station that people keep talking about. Because I have all the bells and whistles turned on. Kiko Inna! I often think about Shin saying that way, like, what did you say? I can't hear you. Sometimes I say that to myself. Nani? Kiko Inna! It's just, he's just so deliciously an asshole here. Like, you can't help but love it in, like, some weird way. Oh, yeah. This scene in the movie is just killer. I should watch that movie again. Duck Station is goated. I'm feeling the power. I actually haven't used it much. I haven't done too much PS1 emulation on this stream, but like this is proven the point. Yuria. Yuria. It was a while ago that I went through the original series, but weirdly I still remember a lot of it pretty well. Gundam Battle Assault. I think is that a fighting game? Oh, okay, I was facing away from Shin there. You're gonna wake up with something, yeah, I know you, Shin. I think I got that in the mystery tournament. Ah, got the move. Well, you can't block that, I don't think. Ooh. For front mission. Oh, here we go. Shin ain't nothing. Oh, he's not dead yet. That's what I get for saying Shin ain't nothing. Oh, I missed my chance there, didn't I? Here we go. All right, now Shin ain't nothing. That moment. Yeah, I got that game in a mystery tournament, and I think I picked... Did I pick Big Zam? I think I won with Big Zam. One minute. 1 minute, Shin. And this is where we find that she's an anime body pillow. I wonder if, not that I want it, but I wonder if anyone has made a Yuria anime body pillow just because it's so perfect. And what happened? Like, the Nanto, like, saved her or something, right? Like, when she threw herself off the building, something like that, right? You don't find that out until a little bit later. I'm a little fuzzy on some of the fine details, but I definitely still remember the generalities. I did my... Yeah. I did my first and up until today, or up until today, only watch through of the full series. Gosh, back in 2009 or 2010? It was a while ago, but like I said, I still remember it relatively well. Except when we get into part 2, because part 2 I just did not. I did not really jive with part 2. I don't know what some other people's feelings are on part 2, but like the whole Ashura thing, like I'm just like, you're just doing the same thing worse. I finished it. I paid my dues. But I feel like if I ever watched it again, I would just stop after Rao and be like, yep, I finished watching the series. You love part 2? Okay. No, that's fine. I just can't. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another chance someday. But I was kinda... maybe because I went right into it after part 1, I just like raw dogged the whole series, basically. Maybe if I, part 2 is the Rao thing. Well, you had what, Kaio in part 2, right? Who is like Rao's like older brother or whatever. And then they had some stuff about like Rao. Oh, Tough Boy is great. There are days when I would rather hear Tough Boy than Ayo Torimoto say. That might be a crime. But there are days. Everybody does have restless leg syndrome. I think that's actually... and restless arm syndrome in Kenshiro's case here, too. Just, yeah, a light wiggle. Everyone just has kind of a light wiggle at all times. Because we love the same woman. And then that music hits. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Silent Survivor is the worst of the bunch, but it's not bad. Like, I don't think it's a bad song or anything. I think it's just the weakest of the 3. Or 3? Was there more than that? I can't remember now. Bat with the super high-waisted pants. All right, so yeah, we completed this arc, and so I guess, what does it give you? Okay, it unlocks things in Seikimatsu theater mode, which maybe you can watch the cutscenes and things like this. Yeah, 3 openings, that's what I thought. Yeah, isn't there like a versus mode in this or something, which is kind of a crazy idea, but it looks like you unlock characters for that. So we unlocked Kenshiro, we unlocked Heart, we unlocked Shin. Oh, yeah, we'll save. And our virtual memory card here. I was gonna say, I failed that challenge. Redo the dialogue? Interesting. Thank you, thank you. We'll do, we'll keep going for a little bit here. I got a good 30 minutes-ish or so in me. Oh yeah, this is, they use this bar as like their kind of base of operations for a while, right? As they're going around and helping people in the surrounding areas. And yeah, Lin shows up here.
切れたやつだな。ここまで俺たちを追ってきたのか。
They are very high-waisted pants now that I look at it. I guess kind of everyone has high-waisted pants. Well, it's hard to tell because that's... I can't tell if that's supposed to be part of the pants or part of the jacket or what. Taki! Someone from Bat's village. Like Bruce from Kids in the Hall. You've been a Ken fan since you were a kid in the 80s, yeah. You were living the 80s, 80s, 80s. Yeah, I definitely grew up in the 80s. I did not know what Fist of the North Star was in the 80s. I did not discover it until... I'm probably the right age for it, I just didn't discover it until later in life. But I'm glad I did. It's one of my favorite series. I only just recently watched the new, the first season of the new series. It's pretty good. Abbreviated, which is good. Oh yeah, the guy who had the dynamite strapped to him. I forget his name. Tough Boy was fire. One of my, I have a lot of pickups on my list for my Japan trip in November, but Tomcat albums are definitely among them, because all I really know from Tomcat is Tough Boy. Jackal! Thank you, Jackal. And like, if Tough Boy is representative of Tomcat's overall catalog, I'm here for it. I have some Crystal King. I don't have all of Crystal King's albums, but I have a few. Crystal King's great. And I will say, I do love that, I'm a big ex-Japan fan, so I love that they had Toshi do a cover of Ayo Torimoto Se. And I think it was a good touch that they put it at the ending and didn't use it as the intro. Like, that was very tasteful. Oh, I think that Dai Tokai is a better song than Ayo Torimoto Se, personally. Dai Tokai is just that good. Dai Tokai is amazing, an amazing song, and it was from their first album. Like, it really, at least as good as Ayo Torimoto Se, does a great job of showing off what the good part about Crystal King was. Which was that high-low dynamic that they had between the singers. You watched it raw back in the 90s? No dub? Nice. You were hardcore then. Getting a hold of them tapes. I saw the Fist of the North Star dub back in the day. It was probably the streamlined dub. I think I rented it from a video store, like from a Blockbuster or something. In kind of the early days of anime showing up in video stores, but it was definitely dubbed, and then I went and watched the subtitled version later. I kind of had it like cataloged in the back of my mind. Okay, this Fist of the North Star thing seems cool, but A, the dub was weird, and B, yeah, the story of the movie was just strange. Like, the movie was almost made for people who already knew the source material, right? It was kind of strange to follow along with if you were just coming into Fist of the North Star from nothing. Oh, he's gonna dig the well, break through the bedrock. I know, it's very hard to believe that anime became more mainstream if you grew up back in those days, like apparently several of us did. Like, to think that it would ever be where it is now is just like nothing short of amazing. Does the movie open with Ken walking through the falling building? Gosh, I haven't watched the movie in a little bit, so I'm not 100% sure what kill the fight means. I didn't even have a Chinatown. I had like conventions, and that's it. That's kind of all I had for a while. Later, we got like a little store that was an early adopter of selling like anime stuff in the next town over from where I lived, but that was not till a little while after. And eventually that couldn't make them enough money, so they started selling skateboard equipment too. But they used to sell import games and anime stuff, and it was like a really cool place back then. When, you know, it wasn't as easy to just order whatever you wanted from the internet and things like that. Oh, Japanese neighbors. Oh, nice. That's the way to be. That's the way to get into that stuff. I wish I had had those conveniences. I ordered my first CD from CD Japan in probably like 99 or something. Like, discovering CD Japan was huge for me. I was like, wait, I can just order whatever I want? I mean, it was a lot of money, but the Yellow Monkeys Hachi, or 8, was my first CD that I ever ordered, and they're still my favorite band now. Oh yeah, I was a oh, Chinatown had it for 10. Nice, you got the discount. Yeah, Suncoast was. I did a lot of shopping at Suncoast and probably spent a lot of money that I shouldn't have, but I did. I bought a lot of stuff from Suncoast back in the day. There was a university store that sold music too. Oh. And yeah, similarly, CD Japan also resulted in me probably spending way more money than I ought to have. Okay, so this gets quite a bit more challenging when you've got dudes sort of like coming at you from all sides. So I guess probably you have to do a bit more repositioning than what I've been doing. And like turn around in guards like that. There's lots of dudes who like to get cheap shots in, even though I swear I'm guarding for some of these. Oh. Get some health back. I need it after all that. When these guys surround you, like they don't... not much health though, is it? Wasn't my first Japanese band. Ooh. More or less, it's the first Japanese band I actually really like got into in any depth. Obish. I got into like bees and stuff around them too, and X-Japan and other, you know, groups like this. Oh god. Yeah, crowd control is a thing I don't... I guess repositioning yourself is probably the way to do it, right? Yeah, like not letting that guy be behind me, for example. ELT, hold on, let me catch up a little bit. I like ELT a lot too. ELT was a pretty early one for me. They're real cool. Ikun, the guitarist, like I feel like he's not held up nearly as high as he should be. Like ELT was, you know, not known as like a shredding group or whatever, but like goddamn, that guy is a good guitarist and like he can shred. He played some great lead lines in some of those songs. The guy that sang Heart of Darkness on America, I don't remember that. $5 rebate for every $100 spent at Suncoast. I guess most of my money spent at Suncoast would have been more into the early 2000s when I started getting more of an income. I don't think I was part of the Producers Club. God, I probably could have gotten away with, more discounts than I got. Dear My Friend's a good one. If I had to pick, a favorite ELT song, what would that even be? Favorite ELT song. Shapes of Love is pretty good. I really love the guitar work in Shapes of Love. I might pick Shapes of Love. Just the thing is really cool. It's fun to play. Not that I can play much of other Ikun stuff, like his crazy fast notes that he does after that. I'm way too rusty to pull that off, but... ELT had a lot of good songs that I listened to a lot. Yeah, I feel like I also grew up watching Voltron, and I sure didn't know it was anime. That's for sure. I just thought it was cool, you know? Found a giant robot, but few fell kind of flat. Remember buying a Buffalo Daughter. I'm not familiar at all with Buffalo Daughter. You maybe went a little too obscure? I mean, that's some people's thing, for sure. Like, my taste in Japanese music is actually, I don't get really into too, like, many obscure corners. Like, a lot of the stuff that I like is varying degrees of popular. And I'm not particularly ashamed of that. Like, I don't know a lot of the underground stuff. I'm not opposed to it. It's just a little bit harder to research, you know? A lot of the Japanese stuff I got into was through renting music and variety programs at my local Japanese rental. And so I'd rent episodes of Music Station. I'd rent episodes of Hey 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 Music Champ, Utaban, Countdown TV, and all things that were about like popular music, right? And so a lot of what I know is through that. And I've expanded out here and there since, but... Those are good times. I love those Super Lives, man. Those were an event. Like, when I would get the next tape and I'd be like, oh shit, it's a Super Live. It's like a 3-hour episode. That was good times. I lived for those Super Lives. Mad Capsule Markets is that was a name I used to hear thrown all over the place back in the day. Like, they were kind of like, they were more underground, but they were like kind of like known underground almost. Yeah, that was me. I could have been in that circle of friends. I listened to all those groups. I'm crying inside thinking about the Rao and Ray scene. Like, I legitimately am. Don't make me cry on stream. Come on. I figured out what you meant when you explained the scene it was from. Your anime club used to show Music Station? Rory? Is that what you're saying? That's crazy. That's a great anime club. I had an anime club for a while, but they definitely did not show music programs. They stuck. They do anime and they'd show Japanese films every once in a while, but it was mostly anime. But I saw some interesting stuff there. It's just none of it was music programs. That my anime club days were a little bit before I discovered music programs, like maybe a couple few years. I love his. Oh, yep, he's got his hooks, his hook hands. That's so cool, though. It's cool that like there's so much variety in an anime club like that. I think that's a good anime club. Okay, I thought you were gonna wake up with something. You're not so big on the wake-up attacks, huh, Mr. Hook Hands? Oh, okay, never mind. He faked me out. Nah, I missed him by just a little bit. Alright. Never. Fox, that's right. I just watched the episode of the new, well, not just, but recently watched the episode of the show with him in it. You think I remember? Yeah, your anime club sounds actually familiar to ours. Ours was also mid-90s. It was like, I wasn't in college yet, but it was at a college. And so they would let us use the next room over, and we had game setups too. We would do Saturn stuff. I've told this story on stream before, I think, but Ted Bob, who might still be lurking around here, also attended those. And we used to play a shocking amount of Dragon Ball GT Final Bout there. And like just the weirdest shit. Like the Rurouni Kenshin fighting game, like all this just weirdo shit. But people would play it. It was kind of amazing, the shit that people would play there. Nah! Final Bout was poo, but boy did we play a lot of it. Yeah, what? Was he the guy who, like, played dead on the ground, and then he'd, like, fly up in the air and, like, get you from above? That was his- oh, I gotta fight dudes on bikes! Okay, I definitely gotta jump over these bikes. How do I... Can I do a jumping... Okay, how am I meant to combat you guys? No, but seriously. Well, I guess I just kind of get my hits in where I can, right? Gotta land next to him, I suppose. And not punch the motorcycle, but rather punch the man. This is like the hardest part of this game for me. Like, what the hell? This part fucking sucks. This part is terrible. There's gotta be tricks for this. There's gotta be tricks for this. Alright, let's see if we can figure it out. The problem is half the time they don't even let you wake up off the ground. Like, they hit you, and then they just keep hitting you. And you can't do jumping attacks. Is it? Oh, can you do? Ah, you just can't do jumping punches. You can do jumping kicks. Yeah, you're totally right. But you can't do the flipping jump. You have to do the regular jump. Okay. And not be in front of, directly in front of their wheel. I gotta work on my timing here, but yes. That's a great question. Can you? I don't know why I just assumed you couldn't block the bikes, but you totally can. The things I don't try because I just assume that they won't work. All right, hold on. I was a little short on there. Yeah, just like in real life, right? Blocking motorcycles. They're still gonna fucking take me out at this rate. Come on. Get all your... When they're clumped up like that, it's like impossible. I still think this part sucks shit. Please let it be over. Oh no. How many more? Ah, damn it. I'm gonna have to do this again. Now that I know that I can block, it might not be so bad. Yeah, this is the worst part of this game. Standing up for DBZ. I remember having fun with... Yeah, Hokuto Shinken has a weakness in its motorcycles. Legends. I remember Legends. Legends was fun. Legends was different, if nothing else. Okay, I was guarding that, but fine. Again, I was guarding it. Oh. What? Why does the guard sometimes not work? Maybe I'm late on it or something. Now that hit the motorcycle tires. Judging the distance on that jump kick is the trickiest part for me. Coming up short. What I should do... Of course, I already have, like, so little health from this now that... Again, why... I must just be late on that guard. Alright, I gotta bait him. Okay, why did you... Yeah, you call riding motorcycles a martial art? Weak. Motorcycles are for the weak. Of course, motorcycle tires. Okay, that was a good clump. Okay, you moved a little bit faster than I thought you were going to. Okay, I did not feel I was late on my guard there. And those are gonna be like 10,000 more of them. Oh no, now they're gonna... This part is terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, I'm gonna try one more attempt on this, but I'm coming up against time here, so let's see if we can get past this, so I don't have to deal with this next time, if for no other reason. The other Hokuto no Ken PS game, the more FMV one we actually played last time, and we did not, I'm hitting the wrong button, we did not finish it. Okay, now the problem is I just have dudes coming from all directions. And it's like impossible to... This is terrible. Terrible. I was pretty on board with this game until I got to this part. Yeah, we didn't play very much of it, because it's not good. They just spam you when they get up close. This is absolute fucking nonsense. The timing, okay, so hold on. Jumping... Hold on. Is there anything more you can do than just the... What do you, like, mash? Or what do you... I know, I definitely feel like I did something... I did something a little more special in air. Yeah, I saw it too. Alright, one more. This has gotta be where people just burn through most of their continues. Because, yeah, I continued before here, but it was mostly sloppiness on my part. And some of this was sloppiness on my part, but certainly not all of it. How did I do that? Okay, well, at least we traded. Yeah, you guys are just gonna fucking bully me there until I was facing the wrong way there. I wish there was a little bit more of like a lock-on type deal in this one. So as far as I can tell, it's not really a thing that happens. Yeah, thank God there's unlimited continues at the very least. And if you approach them right, I'm starting to see where you can kinda... Problem is if there's hordes of them, you know, it's a little hard to control them without blocking, and like they're right up in your shit like this. And then the fact that Kenshiro walks at the speed of a snail is, of course, another thing. And the running I find to be a little fiddly, to be honest. And I keep doing a jumping punch when I mean to be doing a jumping kick, so there's that part of it, too. That's on me. And now I have to jump out of this situation because otherwise they're just gonna... Yeah, see, if you get into that scenario, all right, next time. Maybe I'll finish this part off stream because I'm not gonna sit here and grind this tonight. Let's make a save state here. So, let's see. In fact, there's a P. All right, jump PK move according... Okay, I haven't tried that yet. Let me just try that real fast to see what it is. I'm just curious. That's what it is. Yeah. It's both buttons. Problem is they just knock you out of the air. Hit forward X and square to do the back fist. Oh, that. All right, I'm gonna have to look up the manual because there's apparently more moves in this than I was led to believe based on just what I discovered naturally here. I'm just gonna do a save state here so I can pick it up from here. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it does that. It doesn't look like it does anything against the bikes. Oh, we got one more thing to do. I almost forgot. So normally what we do here is we also rank these. So let's go over to that real quick. All right, because we played at least... I feel like we can at least rank rank Punch Mania. So unfortunately there's no Famitsu for this. Or there's no Famitsu Online for this, I should say. So we can't rate that. Or sorry, we can't look at their rating of it. So I do want to continue this game. I just want to make that clear. I actually would like to keep going through this. So I don't want to be done with this. I will probably actually continue this maybe after I get past the bikes off stream, because I don't want to subject anybody to me just kind of grinding through there. But I still think we can rank it, right? I think we've played enough to rank it, but we got to rank Punch Mania too, right? We played Punch Mania, and that's got to be ranked. So, all right. Yeah, as you can see, we've got Black Belt at the top. We've got Violence Gekiga Adventure, that PC 8801 down at the bottom. And in between, we've got, a variety of things, right? Like Last Battle is still pretty high up there. That Super Famicom RPG is high up there. Even the original Famicom RPG and some of the fighting games are relatively high up there. Let's start with the new one. I agree with you, actually. I 100% agree with you. I think because of the way I do my auto numbering, I have to do it like this. So hold on, let me grab this and move it down. I agree with you. I think the motorcycle thing sucks, but the rest of the game is kind of amazing. I really think it's endearing what they did with the PS1 models. I agree. I think this is even better than Black Belt. I really, really do. And that's saying a lot because I love Black Belt. That's why it's at the top. Yeah, I'm going to continue with this. We're going to continue with this next Thursday. And maybe we'll finish it. We'll see. If it's that long, I'll have to look up and see how long it is, but maybe that'll take all of next stream or maybe even longer to finish. But I want to go with it a little bit longer. I want to see with what they do some of the other fights. Punch Mania. Let's rank Punch Mania. I think Punch Mania, so ignore my play of it, right? The fact that I played it on an arcade stick and a poppin' music controller. Think about how it's meant to be played, right? Think about how Punch Mania is meant to be played in the arcade. Thank you for that. Please do come back, Rory. It was great to have you. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Usually we do different retro stuff on Tuesday. There's no coherent theme. But Thursdays is anime licensed games, and we're going through Fist of the North Star. So Thursdays for the foreseeable future. I was thinking, Starlight Midori Land, I was thinking of taking your suggestion and maybe trying Truxton Extreme on Tuesday. Yes, I did buy it. Punch Mania. I think Punch Mania is an amazing concept for this series. I think they got it. This is the type of shit you want to do if you're a Fist of the North Star fan. And I think if you think about the original cabinet, right? If you think about the original cabinet and not how you have to play it in MAME or whatever, I think that it gets it so far. I've not played an original cabinet, and I'm saying this. Like, I can use my imagination, and I can say that it would be an amazing experience. But the question is, how amazing? I think it's more of an amazing experience than Last Battle. I think it's probably more of an amazing experience than Black Belt, if I'm being honest. So then, see, the PS1 game, it has so much charm in its execution. Like, specifically what they did with it with the polygons, how they just so lovingly recreated everything. I don't know if I can put it over this. I think it's right here. I really do. Like, the fact that it's so attuned, like, so hyper specifically to what that game is. Technically, it's we're lumping 1 and 2 together since they're essentially the same thing. Yeah, I'll get to fitness boxing eventually too, but yeah, it was hard for me to imagine much knocking this off, because I really, really like Black Belt a lot. But I think we got 2 today that did. And that doesn't mean that Black Belt's bad. It just means that these 2 games were just like that good, that cool, and that innovative, if you ask me. No, I get it. I would probably not be able to make it all the way through either because fatigue. Like, you got to train for it. But there's charm in that too, almost, I feel like. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to be able to play one in Japan in November. We'll see. If not, I hear that 100 Yen arcade in Seattle has one. Someone in the chat said that at one point. And I filed that away in my memory because, like, I want to get footage of these things because I want to do a video on them. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. We had some new faces here, which is always great. Well, welcome. We love having you. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we do stuff like this. It's not always Fist of the North Star. That's only on Thursday. But we started Thursdays with Urusei Yatsura licensed games, and we got through those relatively quickly because there weren't many. And Fist of the North Star was the next one, so we're going through those. And after Fist of the North Star, it'll be something else. So we're just going to keep doing anime licensed games, and maybe we didn't do a ranking for Urusei Yatsura. I didn't think of it at the time, to be honest. But for some reason, when we switched to this, I was like, you know what? Let's rank them too. Why not? And so maybe we'll keep doing that going forward. I thought I had a formula for this, weirdly, but it doesn't seem to be. I'll do my spreadsheet maintenance later. I have auto numbering on here, but I mean, you can see the numbers. So honestly, I probably don't really need the numbers there anyway. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for coming by, everyone. Thanks for putting up with the technical stuff in the Punch Mania stream. I think it was fun in the end, even if I didn't end up getting very far in it because I was not playing it the way that it was meant to be played. Oh, nice. Thank you, Kakizaki. I appreciate it. I'm glad I am at least able to amuse and share knowledge and all that stuff. And so, yeah, let me, before, since more people may have come in, let me drop this in one more time. We do have a Discord, and it's open it's invite only, but I'm dropping the invite here. So anybody here is welcome. I just didn't want to make it publicly discoverable and have to deal with all the nonsense that comes with that. So come on by if you feel like chatting with some of the folks here. Watch out for motorcycles on your way home, everyone. I know I'm going to be scarred by the thought of motorcycles for the entire weekend and how I cannot jump kick men off of them. So I think we're going to do Truxton Extreme on Tuesday and more Fist of the North Star next Thursday. So until then, omae wa mou shindeiru. Watu!